Hey, what's going on, guys? Matthew, and I am joined live with Fly the L, special guest for the show. And I actually do have something special, man.
Ooh, special.
Cody Bellinger did re-sign with the Yankees,
I saw you
and I
put
thought he would, but man, check this out: 5 years, $162.5 million.
like what, 30 plus million a year,
Yeah,
32, 33.
I thought I thought he was going to get. I actually thought he was going to get somewhere in the neighborhood of like 37 to 40 million. So I am actually deeply surprised that it was like, somewhere in the neighborhood, like you said, around 32 million plus, almost 33 million.
The
So,
Yankees must have had a coupon. No, we gotta say we saved some money. They used a cashback card and got.
yeah, I think, cause what was it, like 27.5 million, I think he earned last season. And he
Hmm.
put up about 29 home runs
Question is, did he earn it? That's what they paid him. Did he earn it
in,
last season? I don't
in
know.
Yankee Stadium. I mean, 29 home runs. I mean, would that would have been like what, 17 home runs in Wrigley Field?
I mean, I feel like I could walk out there and hit 10 home runs in the Yankees. No, I'm just kidding.
So,
Yeah,
I
right.
mean,
Major League Fastball. Good luck.
he's not going to be a 40 home run hitter even in Yankee Stadium. He'll probably have a breakout season one year and blast 35,
Hmm.
but I mean, he's basically going to be a 22 to 27 home run guy.
What did he bat last year, average wise? I don't even remember.
Uh, I don't know his exact average, but I don't
Not
think he
surprised.
was I don't think he was a 300 hitter. I mean, he was probably like 275 or something. I don't think he was horrible,
Not a ton
but
of RBIs or anything that you can remember.
I mean, I think he was what was it, like 75, 90
Oh, what?
RBIs.
Oh, okay.
I think he was a run producer. I mean, I don't think he broke 100, but I think he was a solid run producer
I
nonetheless.
barely followed the Cubs, let alone. I used to follow all the teams all the time and play fantasy baseball and all that fun stuff. And I gave that up 5, 10 years ago, and I don't really miss it that much, but sometimes. But fantasy baseball. Have you ever played fantasy baseball?
No, never had it.
Oh my lord, that's a daily thing. Fantasy football, you're lucky because it's usually just a once a week thing. But fantasy baseball, depending on the rules, you might stream pitchers. Have to change your starters. What teams off, put in the backups. Then I think some leagues would have rules about how many at bats you could get a week or a year, and yeah, it was a daily thing. You always had to check in on your team. I'm
Is
like,
that
man, am I still having fun with this fantasy baseball? This daily chore I've given myself.
is that a gambling thing or is that just
When I did it, it wasn't. But some people do. Some people, what they'll do is maybe they'll have like an entrance fee at the beginning of the year. Everybody put in $20, and maybe winner takes all, or the winner takes half. And you know, I think anymore they probably have online things you can gamble on. Well, I mean, they have online things you can gamble on. I haven't played since gambling has taken over sports, so I don't know what the current landscape is for fantasy sports. But yeah, took a lot of time. So I played it. Usually, I played in the free ones. Just friends and I would just for bragging rights. The one year,
yeah?
I think Yahoo was having something, and one of the guys somehow had a hookup, and we started a league at Yahoo Sports Fantasy. I think they still do it. And the winner, I think it might have been football. The winner got a trophy, just a little plastic trophy, and I actually won. So I got the trophy back here somewhere.
Nice.
It was the only year. But usually I don't put money on it because I don't care that much, and I'm cheap. I'm tightwad. So I don't gamble on sports either. I know that's everywhere now. You can't flip on a live sporting event before they're like, oh, and then the Cubs baseball is brought to you by DraftKings. Remember, Pete Rose can't be in the Hall of Fame. DraftKings. You know, the
You know,
Black
I'm
Sox are brought to you by FanDuel.
I'm super impressed. I'm proud of Andrew Jones today.
The
New
old
Hall of Famer.
is he the old center fielder from the Braves?
One of my all-time favorite
Let me go
players.
check.
Absolutely loved him. I was super depressed that he actually got the opportunity to play for the darn White Sox. I mean, I always wanted him to
Yeah,
play for the Cubs,
he did.
but
Forgot
I
about
mean,
that.
he was actually really good for the White Sox too, as a reservist. And I think he still put up like what, close to 20 home runs for them too,
Was
as like
his
a backup
career
outfielder.
was his career that good? Hall of Famer, huh?
Yeah, I mean, he was like what, 434 home runs, like that.
Really? That still irks
So
me that they didn't put Ron Santo in when he was alive. So,
yeah, I
well,
mean,
anybody else? Yeah, I think we talked
so
about it. And now Pete Rose
and
is dead. They're like, oh, now he can go in the Hall of Fame. Okay, whatever. Now that
well,
he's dead,
what I found out is Alex Rodriguez received about 40% of the votes.
I don't think he's ever getting in. He's tainted. Now I wonder if that's
Yeah,
what happened to Manny because I saw your post on him. He's not in either, is he? Right, Manny Ramirez.
I mean, think about
They somehow
this.
lump him in there with him. I know he acted kind of squirrely at times, but I don't know if anybody
Oh
knows
yeah, I mean,
steroids.
man, I mean, but the whole thing concept of Manny being Manny, that
Well,
became
right.
like that became like a meme back in the day. So I mean, he had like one of the sweetest right-handed swings that you would ever see.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, whatever happened to the whole concept of if you have 500 career home runs, you are a guaranteed Hall of Famer, no questions asked. Where the heck is Mark McGwire and Sammy
Wire,
Sosa,
Sosa,
Barry
Bond,
Bonds, Manny Ramirez, Alex Rodriguez?
Rodriguez is on it.
Why are these guys? These are all bona fide first ballot Hall of Famers. Why are none of these guys in the Hall of Fame?
And do we know for sure that A-Rod took steroids? I know we jokingly call him A-Royd, but like, is he
I
just
mean,
lumped in together? Maybe is that the problem? Since L
I
played
mean, they
all the
were in
time.
this stupid Mitchell report, but you know,
Oh, he
I don't
was.
give a crap. I mean,
Oh my god.
personally, I don't care. They were. It's the fact is, they still had to catch up to a 99-mile-an-hour fastball.
Mm-hmm.
They had to hit something this freaking big. That still takes a lot of skill. It doesn't, steroids doesn't give you this magical powers. I know a lot of people are like, you know what? It taints the game or whatnot. It made to me, they were still all stars before any steroids or anything like that, and they made the game better. Now
Did
I'm not gonna say that cheating is acceptable. No, I don't know because I'm a Cubs fan, and because a lot of people group Sammy Sosa into that. That's where I kind of get frustrated is because I want to see Sammy Sosa in the Hall of Fame, and because I always love Barry Bonds, and I hate seeing that his name being tainted like that. I want to see guys like Roger Clemens, a 350 game
he's not
winner.
either? That's right.
Why is Roger Clemens one of the most dominant pitchers in history? Like I said, right up there with Greg Maddux, 350 plus wins. Why is he not in the Hall of Fame? Uh,
Was he
I
in the
think,
Mitchell report too? I think they always said that
yeah,
Clemens might have been on roids as well. So that I assume they're lumping them all together as steroid users, whether they have definitive proof or not. Yeah, I don't know what that.
yeah.
Um, but you still have to strike the people out. You still have to hit the ball. I mean, even with steroids, you still have to work out and stay in shape and be healthy and all that. All those guys that were on steroids in their playing career, are they still all healthy? I haven't really followed them since then because that's the biggest thing is like, yeah, maybe it's cheating, but everybody could take steroids, but they don't want to incentivize it because of the health impacts, right? We do have
Yeah.
steroid users that, wrestling and football and that sort of thing. But as far as I know, most of the baseball players have been okay. I haven't heard any problems with McGuire, Sosa, Bonds,
Yeah, I'm
Kamara.
not sure. I mean, what
Not a
about
lot.
the human growth hormones and whatnot? I
Yeah,
mean,
that
some
could
of
also
that
be
was,
bad.
I mean, wasn't a lot of stuff used for, during injuries?
I mean, some of it's legitimate, have medical reasons, right? They came up with steroids and human growth hormone, that sort of thing, for diseases and stuff. It's just when you abuse them that you could have a bad health outcome, I think. And that's probably why they don't want to incentivize people cheating with it, because then you're teaching youngsters to take steroids and then they have a shorter life just to hit a baseball or whatever. At least allegedly, that's why they say, right? And we have seen that. We have seen, like, what is it, Lyle Alzado? I think he blamed his, was it brain cancer or something on steroids? And Billy Graham, though I think Billy Graham lived a long time, the old wrestler. He was definitely on steroids back in the day when
Yeah.
steroids were also less pure or probably weren't as high quality and all that stuff. But yeah, he still lived to 70 something. I mean, Lyle died young. I'm trying to think of other players. Most of the wrestlers, steroids would have been the least of their concern as far as drug use. There was a lot of wrestlers who were taking,
And you see,
cocaine and terrible, terrible stuff.
I think it would be more dangerous for a
And the bumps and
professional
stuff.
athlete like a wrestler or boxer or something to be on steroids than a baseball player, basketball player, maybe even a football player on steroids would probably be more dangerous because it's a more contact related sport.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, baseball players, I don't necessarily put in that same category a lot of time. Like I said, uh, it's not going to make it to me. I don't really think it's going to make you connect the ball any easier.
No,
Is it going to make you hit the ball farther? Probably, but you
there is
still
something to that. My hand-eye coordination doesn't increase on steroids, but maybe if I
no.
don't hit the ball perfectly, maybe I can hit it farther because I'm more muscular. I think that's what some people argue, right? You don't have to hit it perfectly if I'm as big as Mark McGwire. Maybe that's the argument, I think. But I don't know. But that's so many players now that aren't in the Hall of Fame. Baseball has to do something. Can you just keep them out for the rest of their careers? Like, won't people ask, like, the all-time home run leader in both season and total, I think, is Bonds. Didn't Bonds beat the total record too? Did he
Yeah,
beat Aaron?
yeah.
So he's not in the Hall. Like, so what do? You just pretend he didn't exist? Say, yep, Hank Aaron, that's our biggest home run hitter. Hank Aaron and Roger Maris. Yep, those are the guys that have the home run record. Like, can they still have the records? They just can't be in the Hall of Fame. You imagine if you're a little kid who didn't grow up at that time, like you or I, we saw it. We were kids or adults, whatever. But like a little kid born, maybe 10 years ago, who's a baseball fan now.
You know
Like,
what's kind of funny though?
why is Bonds not in the Hall of Fame, Dad? He hit the most home runs. Mom, he's the right. Wild son, Wild Junior. He took steroids, so
yeah, that's insane.
Allegedly.
I mean, and here's the thing: you still got to work out. You still got to train your body, everything. It's not like you shoot steroids into your arm and then you just sit there and they just magically grow.
Remember the South Park episode early on? Weight gain 5,000 or 4,000, whatever, when Cartman was bulking up. He was just eating protein powder or whatever. And he was just getting fatter because he was consuming extra calories, but he wasn't working out. Not quite the same with steroids, but it's the same idea. Yeah, you have to work out. It helps you, I think, recover faster. Recover from what? Working out, tearing down your muscle. Yeah. You still have to do that. Isn't that a weird concept that that's how you train your body to grow more muscle? You tear down the current muscle, and then your body's like, well, shoot, if that's not enough muscle, I better add extra muscle. That's literally how you build muscle. Isn't that weird? Like we're the Ghost in the Shell, if you ever remember that anime. Like we're like, it's kind of like we're puppeting around our human body or something. There's that disjoint between me thinking right now, and why can't it just be like, grow bigger, bicep? I mean, I certainly have enough calories, right? Calories are cheaper than ever. Stop adding fat to my stomach and grow more muscle. I got plenty, because that's the other part is muscle takes a lot more energy. So the human body over the hunter-gatherer years has said, hey, no, first thing that goes is muscle. It's too expensive. And I'm like, no, we got more food than we know what to do with, especially in the United States, right? No, just any excess calories, I'm fine shooting it out, right? But that would be perfect if we could train our bodies to do that. But our body's still like, no, you never know. You might have to start hunting and gathering again. So I better keep this as fat around my stomach or whatever. Thank you, body.
So I do have potentially a couple of things ending.
Ending.
So tomorrow, obviously, I have round 5 of the My Favorite LGN tournament. Round 5 only has one episode, and so that's down to the last 8 figures for that round. And so that's tomorrow's Thursday. Then Sunday, round 6 and round 7 will be the semifinals, finals will be combined into one episode. That will be the end of the tournament, the LGN tournament. Live streams. I have been doing live streams every week for almost a year straight now, and I am getting burnt out almost that. So I might be potentially, I've considered it for weeks now, potentially ending live streams.
Oh, okay. Not cutting down, but ending them completely.
Maybe. At least for a few weeks, a month, I don't know.
Need a break.
I've also thought about potentially cutting it down to maybe just Saturdays, go back to just once a week, but I don't know. Like, I enjoy doing the 3 days a week. I enjoy doing the Mondays and Wednesdays. It gives me something to do during the week, but plus, but at the same time, Bum Shadows has his streams during the week too. So
yeah, at like 4 or 5 days this week, I try to. Luckily, I'm a loser, and I'm a homebody like you. So I'm really, for me, it's just rushing home from work, trying to maybe sneak in my dinner and brush my teeth and because like here after this, I'm gonna take a shower. But if our live stream goes longer, it pushes later into my night, and then I'm like, oh crap! By the time I get out of the shower, it's 10 o'clock or whatever my time. I try to avoid that, but other than that, it's kind of a nice problem to have actually, rather than just.
So, like a lot of our viewers. Like if a lot of our viewers, we tuned into this stream, and another night, a lot of the viewers will go over and we'll watch Bum Shadows on his.
And then tomorrow morning, we got your tournament. And you might still maybe or maybe not. You might have those two. I think there's other. I don't know if Bum doesn't do that as much. The what do you call that? Where you kind of film it, and then you say it's going to be there at a certain time rather than releasing immediately, so that you can go and chat.
The live stream or the what do you call not the live stream, the
because it's different than just
the live premiere.
There you go. Yeah, I don't see Bum doesn't do that yet, does he? I don't think so. Though, did you catch last night? I don't know why. The problem with Bum is that he'll just announce it way too late for me. And like when he has a regular schedule like you do, I'm like, oh, I know. Okay, was it Tuesday, Friday, maybe Sunday? And then I think last night, so I watched his regular Tuesday stream, and I think it was late at night. I was about ready to get into bed, but then I'm an idiot, so I turned on my tablet and I don't know. I guess it was in YouTube, and he's like, "Oh, surprise live stream last night at I think midnight his time, 11 o'clock my time." So I tuned into that one too, and I think it almost went 2 hours. It was actually really long. I thought that was kind of nice, but how many? He didn't really announce it far in advance, right? And it was just dumb luck. 9 minutes before it was going to start, I checked in on YouTube. I'm like, "Oh, he's going to live stream tonight."
Yeah, I saw his message on Instagram like around 8 something this morning. And I sent him a message because it said like 12 p.m. midnight, and I'm like, you mean midnight or do you mean noon? Because you said
Midnight.
12 p.m., so I wasn't sure.
Oh, he did. Oops. Yeah, he meant
And
midnight.
then I when I came downstairs around 9:30, and I jumped on YouTube, I saw his stream had already aired, and I'm like, oh, okay. So I just started watching it then.
Yeah, I mean, it's still, it's maybe not quite as fun because you can't chat. I think you can replay the chat at times, but it's still not the same, is it? Like when I missed one of your
Yeah,
videos.
I didn't see them. I also had tried watching it on my phone as well, but yeah, I didn't see the replay.
That's still hot. Woo. I know for my tea. Tea's still very hot. I thought it was ready. I put the lid on. But so that's kind of neat. But that's a lot of live streaming. I'm using YouTube more than I ever have before. But so I mean, feel free. Definitely. Maybe you just need a temporary break. Maybe you call it a break and then see how it goes, and then
It's possible.
announce a comeback. Maybe you go down to 3. Just let me know.
And also, but I also got to kind of think about like, I'm also thinking about rebranding, man. Like,
yeah,
I've been noticing, like, I also kind of keep track of, my analytics and whatnot, and everything.
Google
They
probably has some pretty good tools for that, don't they? They always
What's that?
Google probably has some good tools for you to do the analytics because they also want to make money off of you too. But they're also nerdy number crunching folks. So try to figure out like which gets the most watchers, and can you also like analyze? Oh, I actually get a bunch of people that tune in after 5 minutes, and then they all leave at 10 minutes after. Like, what am I doing wrong? Those kinds of things.
Well, I'm kind of like looking at the numbers, and like over each day, like over the last several days, I've been losing a lot of viewers, a lot of subscribers. Like over the last 28 days, like all my numbers been significantly dropping. So, people obviously aren't liking the tournament. So I really have to change things up and kind of like rebrand, kind of see what people are interested in. So that means I'm probably have to branch off to a bunch of different types of videos. There is one set of videos I'm really interested in making, and so hopefully as a new concept, hopefully it's something the viewers like, and if so, that's probably gonna be a good theme from here on out. Now I don't know if I want to make that like a second channel and make that like a completely its own unique idea for that particular channel, or keep it as part of this channel and have it be its own segment.
I always wondered why people do that because there's several of them that do that. I think Kyle Peterson, for instance, is one. He's got 2 or 3 channels, and I don't know what the reasoning is. If it is because he has different content on the other one, I only watched one. I don't, but it does not mean you to try to get both. What do you call it, monetized? Or there's certain rules. Then that means you have to get 2 channels monetized. Would that make it harder?
Well, if he's got 50,000 subscribers on one channel, and then they all subscribe to his second channel, he could get monetized on both of them and double his revenue.
Yeah, so you want to build up that first base and then say, hey, make sure to subscribe to me over here. Yeah.
But like, for me, running one channel is hard enough.
Can you ask the viewer, hey, why are you unsubscribing? There's no built-in Google mechanisms that like.
No, and I always said, like, at the very beginning of my channel, like, if you were to look at like let's say the first 500 subscribers that I had, and I always said, man, if I were to be able to ask all my unsubscribers, like, hey, why did you unsubscribe?
Not enough wrestling, too much wrestling, not
enough.
Like
if I had like the first 500 subscribers, like I probably would have been at like 1,500 subscribers because people subscribe, then they unsubscribe. Maybe they resubscribe again and they unsubscribe. I don't know.
Because it's weird to unsubscribe because it doesn't cost you anything. Oh, there's a bomb. Oh, yeah. So his views are down too. Is it a YouTube thing?
Maybe January is just a bad month for people as far as viewership.
A lot of people gave up watching YouTube for New Year's and they haven't followed the wagon. No, I don't know. That'd be a weird one. That's interesting because I don't really produce content yet, and so I don't know about thinking about how do I make myself marketable. But you know what I mean? It costs me nothing to subscribe to a channel. Unless does your subscription get too long in YouTube that you can't find? You just search. So like, what causes someone to unsubscribe from something that's free? Anyways, it's clicking a button. It actually would take more work to unsubscribe, but I have to find your channel, find the unsubscribe button, and click it. People are doing that. Like, what? Why? It doesn't cost you anything, does it?
Maybe if my
Isn't that weird?
videos keep popping up and they're recommended and they don't want to see
Yeah.
my videos, they want to see something else.
YouTube
I don't
usually
know.
figures that out. It doesn't always, like when I go out to YouTube, like over lunch. Maybe I'm sitting here eating lunch at my computer because I'm my work computer is over here, so I can just stay at the same desk and just getting lunch in. But I need a break from work. I'll open up YouTube on my personal because it's the same monitors around here, and YouTube just. I don't think everything it suggests I subscribe to yet. It kind of figures out like, oh, you've been watching. Like I've been watching a lot of that. Is it Beard versus or Beard Meets Food? It's a British guy that eats a lot of those food challenges, and he's got a huge beard. Um, and I don't think I've subscribed to his channel yet. And it started suggesting more and more of those. As you watch him, YouTube's naturally like, oh, John likes food challenges. Let's show him some other ones. In fact, I should go out there now. I had Kyle Peterson showing earlier. His, I
Nice.
think I have subscribed to. You know, his little podcast thing, which is kind of fun. Still, I'm not approved, but it's still a little heavy on innuendos. I'm like, yeah, I got it. Your wife's there. He's still a little too heavy. I'm not Puritan. I'll make a dirty jokes with this next guy, but after a while, you're kind of like, you kind of need some new material, guy. You know, I got it. They're eating something, I think some Oreo or something with cream in it. So of course, here comes all the cream jokes. Oh, you love cream, don't you?
What's going on, Kelvin?
We got choices now.
Man,
Choice King is here. Or Queen. We don't know. Kelvin, maybe King. Yes, like here. It's Beard Meets Food. Hey, and it recommends your tournament coming up tomorrow. YouTube's recommending your tournament.
I might try an IG live stream just to see the difference.
Okay, so you can live stream on. So why is Bum so? Does Instagram pay better? I know Bum's making a concerted effort to kind of build up his Instagram base. I've never looked at these things, so I didn't know. Or is it just maybe he can catch more viewers on Instagram and migrate them to YouTube and vice versa, cross pollinate, whatever you want to call it?
Yeah, I tried doing like Facebook a couple times.
Yeah,
where I had like my cell phone do YouTube, and then I had my computer for Facebook.
So you're streaming to both.
Yeah,
you're trying to.
Yeah, but like I spent so much time staring at my phone for YouTubers,
look at both.
I didn't really pay attention to the Facebook computer.
Yeah.
So like I felt like anyone who was tuning on that side didn't really get the full value or whatnot. So
other than
it was really hard to kind of do two at the same time.
Yeah, so look over here, look over here, look over here. Ignore. Okay, I'm going to ignore you now while I look to Facebook. Now I'm going back to YouTube. Now I'm
kind of same thing. If I kept looking on this side, I feel like the people here were being ignored. So like, yeah, so I'm like, maybe that's not. After 2 times, I'm like, you know what? Let's not do that again.
I think to do that properly, you're gonna have to pay for that fancy software, like I think BBA has and some of the other people. I think there's software out there to let you stream to like 5 or 6 different places at once, so you can stream to Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and Tiddlywinks and whatever. Right? I think I haven't looked at it, but I think that's where those professionals probably use it. But then you have to pay for the software, and I don't know how much that costs. And is it worth it? Get Out or Sinners?
Never seen Sinners, but I like Get Out. That was a good movie.
Oh, okay. Get Out. I've never seen either, but I need to see Get Out. I'll probably say Get Out based upon the hype and stuff I've heard. But
I saw it a few years back, but the only thing I remember about it is like I think they're like trapped in the body or something. Like that's all I can remember. Like I don't remember anything else about it.
I feel bad. I don't keep up with movies like I used to, I guess. That's kind of like last night I was breaking in my new TV, and instead I was on YouTube listening to a Patreon or a podcast while I put like old wrestling on AEW because I have Max. I don't have Peacock. That doesn't have it anymore. Wax works.
Which House of Wax?
Yeah.
Actually, bad question because I only saw the remake, the one with Paris Hilton in it.
Oh, really? She was in? Oh, I've never seen that one.
Well, it had Jared Padalecki from Gilmore Girls and Supernatural.
Who's that? Name sounds familiar. Huh. Oh, he's saying remake, so you're fine.
But I don't think I've ever saw Waxworks, so I mean House of Wax either way.
Was it that?
I liked it. I liked it.
Succeeded in spite of. I assume Paris Hilton wasn't the reason why it was a great movie. No offense to Paris Hilton, but
I love Paris Hilton, so I really can't.
Oh, really?
So I'm a fan of Paris.
As an actor? Oh, you
mean I mean, she's not like she's no freaking Sharon Stone, but I mean, she's a fun actress. I'll put it that way.
She's somewhat Sharon Stone.
She's a fun actress.
Maybe not in ability, but in other looks maybe, right? Because Sharon Stone's also easy on the eyes, is what I thought maybe you're going with. Maybe not her acting ability, but in fact, what was that? Oh, Nobody 2. Have you seen the Nobody? With Bob Odenkirk.
I've seen the first one. I haven't seen the second one yet.
The second one, and it's not obvious, but I looked it up later because I'm like, I wonder if that's her. But I'm pretty sure the bad guy in this case was played by Sharon Stone as a girl. But I was like, wow, that's Sharon Stone because it was a very different role for her because she's getting.
Nice.
Oh, there's Gerald.
Hey, what's happening, Gerald?
Kelvin's got these hard ones. I feel terrible. I'm like, I haven't seen. I don't think I've seen all four of those movies. I actually have never seen Waxworks or House of Wax or.
I think Morty knows your voice because every time we're on, he's always coming whenever we're on the phone.
Like who's the weirdo Dad's talking to? I need to go see this weirdo. That's funny because I don't like the show Rick and Morty. I want to. Oh yeah, we talked baseball. I guess we're doing movie choices. Did you have something? Oh, we're talking about the future of Waddy. Hey, should you ping the viewers for what content they'd be interested in? Well, there you go. Like, what more would you like? More wrestling stuff? More baseball? No figures? I mean, I still like the figure reviews, but it's a crowded marketplace, isn't it?
And it's kind of funny because I don't say funny because everything to me is funny, but I kind of, and that's one of the reasons why I'm kind of trying to move away from the rest. Man, that's funny as hell. Now that's funny.
What happened?
That was funny. My wife's giving me the evil look, but that was hilarious.
He ran away from me because I looked at him and called his name.
Oh,
that was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
That's why your cat jumped down and left?
He hates me. Why does he hate me?
That was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my whole life.
You know how even I assume with cats and pets, even with kids, they have a favorite parent sometimes. It's interesting.
Would I like a fajita? I think I would love a fajita. Thank you.
Chicken fajita?
Yeah, I was gonna say fajita. I'll take a fajita.
Freaking Morty stays with me forever. She walked into the kitchen. He looked at her. He freaking hauled ass.
Did your wife torture him or something?
My freaking wife is like.
I feed him. I love him. And he hates me.
My wife is the most babyest of cat lovers ever.
That's so weird that maybe Waddy's playing hard to get, and so that won him over or something. Sometimes that works with humans. Maybe it works with cats. Can you play hard to get? Kitties are so independent. They're very independent, aren't they?
My wife tries so hard to get him to love her too.
Yeah, so maybe you're too. What do you call that? Not needy or what? What would you say? Clingy? I don't know. The cat notices like, no, that's it. I don't know. You know how sometimes a cat does. A lot of cats don't like to be held, which I hate because I like to hold a cat when you're petting them. But some cats, no matter how friendly they are, they don't want to be held. But then sometimes they're like, oh yeah, I'll hold you, and then all of a sudden like, no, I'm done now. And they might bite you. Or if you're petting them, like, oh, this is great. Okay, I'm done with you, and then bite your hand. If any of your cats do that, but I've had a few that used to do that. The harder they fall. Like Greek, yeah.
Hey Gerald, Gerald was asking about your name. Did you respond already, man?
No, yeah, I'm Fly the L. I'm in the chat sometimes. I try to, like Bum said, I try to multitask. I'm used to doing it at work, so that's me. I'm Fly the L with the L flag.
Ooh, Stir of Echoes or Sixth Sense. Now that's a tough one because I actually like both movies.
Right.
But Stir of Echoes, I know that's the Kevin Bacon movie, but I haven't seen that. That's like late 90s, and I know I've seen it. I know I enjoyed it. I just don't remember it that well.
And of course, Sixth Sense is uber famous, so everyone knows that.
So that's why I have to go with Sixth Sense because like I will always remember that movie.
So Fly the L is a Cubs reference. They have a W flag and an L flag, and it's going back in the day that they have an elevated train, which is unrelated to the L. But they would signal to business people coming and going, commuting during the day, whether the Cubs won or lost, and they'd raise the W flag if they won and the L flag if they lost. Now, actually, mine's kind of a misnomer because the L flag is inverted colors, where it's a dark blue flag with a white L. But I took that from a Cardinals fan, I think, in fact, because I used to joke around with my other Cubs fans and in my friends and family about, the Cubs are going to lose again tonight, fly the L. And so that kind of became just a funny thing I would say. And then when I first got back into gaming here as an adult with my nephews and stuff like that, It sounded just like a cute gamer handle, like if you're doing a player versus player and you defeat the other person, you go like, haha, fly DL, like you're a loser. It just kind of stuck, so I went with it. It's kind of neat, and it's nice because you can call me L, you can call me Fly. I guess you could call me Duh. Nobody does, but it's got some possibilities. Hey, Duh. Oh, hi. But right, it's kind of cute, and it plays off the Cubs because that was probably my first. That's definitely my first sports team. Probably even before wrestling, I was a Cubs fan. I probably go way back to the Cubs. That's why I'm such a doomer pessimist nowadays. I just assume the world's going to end tomorrow because I grew up a Cubs fan. I've been well trained to expect the worst. But fly to hell or in your story. I mean, you would want to fly to W, but I would kid with my Cubs, especially even in 2015 and 2016. I'm like, oh yeah, sure, the Cubs are a good team and they're going to win it all. Fly the L, right? And I would tease them. I was half kidding, but also I'm a Cubs fan and a doomer and a pessimist, so I was half serious. I just assumed going into the year the Cubs will go 0-162. So when they go 82 and 80, you're like, oh, that's better than I thought. They won 80 games. They didn't lose them all. That's an improvement. Under promise and over deliver? No. So it just became a cute thing that stuck. Fly the bum. That could be. Or bum. Can I bum an L off you or something? Like maybe in Scrabble or something? Or is that a euphemism for something like a cigarette maybe? Bum a L? I don't know.
Oh, dude.
Bum a joint, bum a something.
I also want to mention
bum a jar of mail. I don't think Ross is here yet.
All of these freaking names that either fell off the Hall of Fame roster or still been on the roster for like years and still have not been elected.
Because it's like, don't they get like 5 or 8 or 10 years or something, and then they go to the Veterans Committee? Is that what you're talking about, or something like that?
It used to be like 15 years, and now I think it's like 10 years, isn't it?
Oh, I don't follow it as much. I kind of got sick of the Hall of Fame after the shenanigans they did. Really, the Ron Santo thing was kind of like, yeah, I don't care anymore about the Hall of Fame. My buddy Sandberg got in. I was a big Rhino fan growing up. He got in. Santo died before he got in, so I'm kind of like, yeah, I don't really care anymore.
I mean, you look at a lot of these names, and you're like, you stop really paying attention to the Hall of Fame anymore because it's like it's practically impossible to become a Hall of Famer anymore. And then when you do get elected, you're basically going in on like your 3rd, 4th, 5th try.
Not many first ballots again. First ballot Hall of Famer, they call it. Yeah,
probably not. Like if guys like Ken Griffey Jr. or Greg Maddux don't get 100% of the ballot their first go around, know that there's something significantly wrong.
They didn't.
I mean, they were elected their first go, but they should have gotten 100%. And they probably got like 95, 90. I mean, they probably got like 99.1%. But who were the holdouts? Who's not electing Ken Griffey Jr. on 100% of the ballots, right?
Yeah, because he definitely was steroids. He was great. He ran the bases. He played great defense. He could hit for average. He could hit for power. He played one of the harder positions, center field. Great defense. Yeah.
Greg Maddux, even at the tail end of his career with the Padres and the Cubs and the Dodgers, he was still producing, okay?
Pitched till his arm fell off.
But in the 90s, there was not probably a better pitcher in the game. And, when it comes to the most dominant pitcher in the game, Randy Johnson, to me, there will never be anyone more dominant than Randy, but...
Oh, really? Okay. I haven't really thought about, dominant pitcher. You see, so Kelvin's got to go in best cartoon villain. Cobra or Commander or Skeletor? I think I'm going with Skeletor now because of the meme. Before it might have been harder because I grew up on Joe more than He-Man, the cartoon. So maybe I would say Cobra Commander. But that meme, have you ever seen that one where I think he tries to explain something and then he turns to it next week and he walks away? There's a whole Skeletor meme. Skeletor's making a comeback.
Even though he was never.
Bum's favorite player, Griffey Jr. A friend of mine was also a big Griffey fan because I had a friend who was a big Kirby Puckett fan, and I was a Rhino fan, and then he was a Griffey Jr. fan. We all tried to see who could collect the most baseball cards out of our favorite player back in the day when I used to collect cards. It was kind of fun.
Griffey is always one of those guys that every single fan, regardless of how old you are, everybody emulates. Turn that baseball hat around, and we're all doing a little shimmy.
Yeah, even though I couldn't bat. I would try to pretend left-handed the way he would do the shimmy.
Well, thank you, baby.
Actually, I think he might have been one of the reasons why I started him or Bonds. Trying to hit left-handed. I was never super great, but I tried to switch hit as a kid. And I think maybe it was Bonds or Griffey or both. Cobra Commander. It feels like Skeletor. Actually, they're both kind of. Would you say they're both wimpy heels? To use like wrestling parlance. It feels like Commander's worse. Maybe it's because Skeletor's shown as this muscular guy. I don't know.
You know what?
Because all the
Skeletor.
He-Men are muscular. All the He-Men, even the losers are muscular.
That's someone I used to wrestle with that I never thought. I never think about.
Skeletor. Ooh. I don't think I've seen Feast, but in honor of my dad, rest in peace, Tremors, he loved that series. He loved watching Tremors, Tremors 2, Tremors 7, Tremors in Space, Tremors versus Predator, Tremors the Flamethrower. He could not get enough of the Tremors series, my dad. He loved it. I hated it.
Is Feast that movie where
I don't know.
Like literally
I feel bad.
the main characters, the main man and woman in that movie literally get killed. Like the main superheroes in that movie get killed in like the very opening minutes of the movie.
Really? Yeah, see, I can't picture what Feast is in my head. I don't know.
It's like if it's the same movie I'm thinking about, like you see this guy and he's like supposed to be like the lead character and he's supposed to be like the hero of the movie and he gets killed in like the very first few minutes of the movie and you're like, okay, wrong, he's not the hero. Then his girlfriend, like, okay, she's the badass, she's the hero of the movie, and then like within minutes later, she's killed off. Like, wait, well, what? She's not the superhero. Like, what the hell is going on here?
Subverting your expectations, aren't they? I don't know Feast then. Feast the movie. Anybody else? I haven't seen anybody chat Feast the movie.
But if that's the movie we're talking about,
I would ranch in it.
Sure. Can I get a rag, please?
You want some mayo? Gotta put some mayo on that vagina. Wait for Ross to get here and just pretend that that's mayo. Look at this.
If you have one, thank you.
All this juicy mayo. Henry Rollins was in Feast. If it's this 05 horror comedy, I don't remember this at all. Huh. I have to add that to my list. I still need to watch though. Jason Mewes. Jay was in this. Jason Mewes. Henry Rollins, Balthazar Getty. Oh, I haven't seen this one, so I have to add that to the list. Though I do want to see that Real Men. I forgot to watch that. I need to watch Real Men to remind myself because I know I've seen that, but it's been a long time.
So she dies in the end, not towards the middle or towards the beginning.
Okay, so Tremors, the husband gets killed in the beginning. Well, that's pretty. Your memory's, I think, at least a little bit right. The husband dies at the beginning, so that's one of the two. I've never seen this though. Feast 2, sloppy seconds, and Feast 3, the happy finish. Look, that'd be Kyle Peterson proud with those innuendos. Feast 4, pearl necklace. Feast 5. What was it? Mukbang? Feast 5, mukbang.
Mukbang.
That's a callback for all you kids out there. You got to go watch the previous show to know what I'm talking about. Doesn't it sound dirty? It does. Doesn't it? Mukbang? I expect a rule of 34 mukbang here anytime. Hey, you can turn this into a mukbang, can't you? What do you have to do with the Vegeta? You have to give a review of it or something? How does that work? I don't watch these videos, so I don't know. Closest I get is that Beard versus Food or those other eating ones where they're like, oh, can I eat this 40-pound burrito? This 75-pound vagina. Can I eat this? I'm being silly, but it's not too far off. Some of the meals he's eaten. I gotta imagine what his toilet looks like when he's done. Oh my god.
We went to this Mexican bar and grill called Moe's.
Mm-hmm.
And now that place had some amazing what was they called? The Stackers?
The Stack.
Stackers?
Called the Stack.
Is it a challenge?
What kind of food was they?
Tex-Mex.
Okay.
Well, yeah, but
what was the stack? Was it a taco or
quesadilla type?
Oh, I like those. I'm pretty much like most Mexican and Tex-Mex and Tex. Does that count like barbecue? That the Tex?
I would say so. Yeah.
I've never been to a place that has a food challenge. Well, I guess Buffalo Wild Wings has one, and there's some of those right. You have to finish like you have to eat their hottest wings in 2 seconds, or they punch your mother or something.
It kind of reminds me like of a Chipotle kind of. So
Cheapo.
But I was actually surprised. Like she wanted to go to like the little sit down restaurant and whatnot.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it was a fast food restaurant, but
Fast casual.
But yeah,
I like to say. And Applebee's, Chili's, that kind of neck of the woods. What else?
yeah, it wasn't like that, but I mean,
Well,
it was still really delicious though.
Tasted like chicken.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Maybe if you had the chicken, it would taste like chicken.
Babies.
Oh. Well, some of the cats must like her. Ooh, Flash Gordon. I do like Kelvin's. I didn't even know that was an emoji. I was like, how does Kelvin get that emoji? But sure enough, like a halfway. Is it kind of
Wrong
something? What is that? It's such a body blue raised arms. The shrugging emoji that Kelvin uses. So cute. After every question.
I gotta go with Wrong Turn too.
Oh, really? Ooh.
I think all of the Wrong Turns. That's gotta be one of my favorite franchises. And
that might be the wrong turn to choose Wrong Turn.
Hey, all of the wrong. That's the one with the where they're filming, where they're like doing like a new filming on location type of thing, right? Maybe not the best version, but the Wrong Turn in general, some amazing movies. I hated it with the last movie that they made, the remake. That stuff was stupid because they did away with the inbred with the inbred guy.
I mean, remakes usually are worse, aren't they?
Usually. And they made it, just regular old guys, like a little, like more of a cultist type of people. And I'm like, man, that's stupid. I like
it a lot, doesn't it? Really? I mean, that changes it quite a bit.
Yeah, I like the mountain men type of dude. The freakish type guys. Those guys were awesome. It made it more. It made it more satanical, more creepy.
Yeah, creepy factor. I didn't even know they made a remake. So Wrong Turn 2. I'm more of the Evil Dead franchise, but teach their own, right? Flash Gordon or Inframan? I don't know. Inframan. Is that person that goes around fixing up infrastructure, like fixing bridges and Inframan? Yeah, I've never seen that. That's why I want Flash Gordon. I could see the allure. Filmed in Shadow Scope. I've lived a sheltered life. Yeah, I think I'll stick with Flash Gordon. I haven't seen Inframan. Nothing against it, but feel bad if you haven't seen them both. It feels weird. You have to kind of go with what you saw. Need to start keeping a list of stuff to watch, I guess. But as soon as I get off of this and I'll go take a shower, well, I already ate dinner, but maybe make a or something, I'll forget. Like, what was I supposed to watch? Yeah, the hell with it. I'm gonna turn on the TV and whatever the first thing that Amazon's Fire OS suggests. Hey, John, you might want to watch Whoop-de-doos. You might want to watch Grass Grow. Yep, I'm gonna watch Grass Grow. Perfect. Thanks, Amazon.
Is Inframan from the 1970s?
I think 75. If that's the one he's talked about, is the one I found. Princess Dragon Mom and her mutant army have risen, and only Inframan can stop them. It looks like a Godzilla-esque type filming. It looks Japanese or definitely Asian, most of the actors. But I've never seen it, so I can't comment on it. 10 million-year-old Princess Dragon Mom attempts to conquer Earth with her legion of mutant monsters. Yeah, see, it's kind of a Godzilla-esque type movie, but I've never seen it. So, action sci-fi. I have seen Flash Gordon, so that's why I'm like, well, I guess I have to go with it. Featured in Siskel and Ebert, Guilty Pleasures, 1987. So does that mean they liked it, maybe? But it came out in 75, so it's been a while. Yeah, so it is the right one. If it influenced Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, you get that look from these pictures. So I think I got the right movie. Because I'm at IMDb and they've got all these, cute pictures of the movie and the set and stuff like that. Oh, wow.
That's so cool.
Maybe I need to log into IMDb so it remembers all the things I checked out. Or it probably creates a cookie. Probably my computer remembers.
I mean, we always know that show is based off of the Super Sentai or whatever it's called, Japanese movie or Japanese show. But to know that it's based off an actual TV or an actual movie itself, I mean, that's pretty incredible.
Take it for a grain of salt with only 6 reviews, but it's 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Inframan. 75% on the popcorn meter. That's 1,000+ ratings. Only 6 reviews, but they're all Positive. Yeah, including Roger Ebert from 2018. It looks like he might have posted it. But yeah, it looks like it's getting good reviews. The movie's totally, almost joyfully absurd, Ebert says. Classy, slick production by the Shaw Brothers, the Hong Kong Kung Fu Kings. So Roger Ebert approves. Not that everything he's approved or disapproved of I've liked, but, you know, at least he's a professional. Or was. Actually, he did pass away. I think, actually, Siskel beat him. The way you looked at him, because Siskel always seemed like he was in better shape, better health. I don't remember what happened. Maybe if Siskel got cancer or something. That's the great leveler.
Yeah, didn't Siskel die in like the early or late 90s or something?
Yeah, he's been gone a little bit longer than Ebert even. But then I think Ebert even caught something. Of course, you live long enough, eventually cancer or something will get you. But
yeah, because I think Gene Siskel went to the same elementary school that I did.
Oh, really? That's neat. That'd be kind of interesting. It'd be interesting to have that as your job, reviewing movies and writing. Well, I guess he started as a columnist first, probably, right? But wasn't it about movies, maybe? But to have that as your job is like, what do you do? I review movies. Probably you can't do that as a job anymore because everybody online now can just post YouTube videos on, oh, this movie is great. Blah, blah, blah. But so drive-ins, that's a pretty good. Well, I guess 75, yeah. If it was released in 75, that gives you a lot of years. There's not too many drive-ins anymore. I think there's one in the country here, not too far away from me that's open every once in a while. Probably not right now. Pretty chilly. But drive-ins used to be a thing. I mean, I barely even go to the movie theater anymore. There's too much stuff at home to watch. You know what I mean? I don't remember the last time I've been to the movie theater. It's been a couple years.
Oh, hell no.
Have you been to the movie theater in a while? I mean, I've kind of forget about it.
I can't remember the last movie that we went to.
Because movies come out so often on. Well, just this week I watched the Running Man remake on Paramount. I forgot that came out. It was more to the source material. Have you've seen the original Running Man with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
I don't think so.
Oh, hey, Kelvin, the Running Man or the Running Man? Which the remake or the original? But I guess this remake the critics or maybe the viewers panned it, but it was more true to the source material. This was an actual book I actually read by Richard Bachman, which, if the audience knows, that's actually Stephen King. It was one of his pen names back in the day. So Stephen King actually wrote The Running Man, but under the name Richard Bachman, because I think it was called like the Bachman books or something, a bunch of his shorter stories, that were less than 1,000 pages for a change. And the original is very far away from his story, but this one is very much like the book. It's very closer to the material. It's almost exactly, especially the ending. And I guess people didn't like it as much, but I kind of dug it. I just watched it this week. But like that, I kind of forgot. Did it come out? It must have come out in the movie theaters and it just came out, went for a couple weeks and then left. And I didn't even notice. I don't even think about going to the movies. I mean, if I turn on the TV now, there's going to be about 400 movies other than the ones Kelvin and your audience is recommending that I haven't seen yet, let alone anything that's come out in the movie theater this week. Hard to keep up.
Dirk Gently, Holistic Detective. Never heard of that one.
TV show, and that's based on Hitchhiker's Guide. What's his name? Douglas Adams. Didn't he write that? Am I right, Kelvin? Am I in the right track?
I'm not familiar with this one.
Don't forget to bring a towel. Not Tally from South Park, but Hitchhiker's Guide. Towel is also important. You got to bring a towel if you're going to hitchhike your way across the galaxy. I think he wrote that too. Yeah, okay. I was remembering the right thing. I haven't seen the TV show. I probably should. But it's kind of funny. So I think Paramount has both. The streaming service has both Running Man movies. So when I watched the remake, it said, "Hey, would you like to watch the original?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure. I haven't watched it in a while." But then I think I got up and did a bunch of things and came back and watched the ending. But it was kind of neat to watch that too. I kind of forgot how it started out and all the different stuff. Both of them are worth a watch. It's an earlier Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, The Running Man, starring. Oh, and also, you know who else is in The Running Man? Famous professional wrestler. He was a wrestler. Famously turned actor. That probably narrows it down to 3 or 4.
Jesse Ventura.
Jesse Ventura. He played one of the, I want to say, American Gladiator types. They're almost kind of American Gladiators, except for they don't just prevent you from like reaching the goal line or crossing the course. They kill you, right, in this movie, right? They kill the contestants. It's more of a dystopia thing. But he was one of the, I think he had retired.
When you,
it was kind of life imitating art.
I should know better.
Well, yeah, and yeah, they do have that. I don't know if this was before or after Predator. I don't remember the order of those movies. Maybe after. I feel like after. but I could be wrong. But so it's kind of neat because in this Life Imitates Art, because you know how Jesse he retired from wrestling because didn't he have a blood clot or something? And then maybe he wrestled a few matches, but he became like a great commentator announcer, right? Jesse was a tremendous announcer. So in this movie, he's basically one of those, I forget what they call them, trackers, predators, hunters. I think in the new one they called them hunters. In the original one they were called trackers or something. But they're kind of an American Glider, except for they kill the contestants. And he was kind of retired, and he was in the locker room doing kind of the announcing kind of gig, right? And I think at the end they were going to call him out of retirement because Arnold Schwarzenegger was killing all of their American Gladiators, essentially, right? Well, not all of them, most of them. They were running out of them, of the bad guys. It's kind of neat. The girl who plays Bart, is that Child's Play's daughter? The girl who plays Bart. You mean not the voice actress in The Simpsons Bart, but some other Bart?
Oh, the chick from
Is that what he means? That's the only Bart.
Yeah, I know her name. That's
That kind of blew my mind when I first heard that. I was like, oh no, that's a lady who does the voice for Bart. I'm like, really? Years ago, I mean, because it's been on on TV for like 40 years.
What? Would I forget her name? Damn.
Is it Jesse the Body Ventura? No, that was the previous question. If that's what we talk about.
She's from The Legend of Billie Jean. That's where I know her best.
Really? Do I give you some? I looked her up. I gave up, but. Oh, from Dirk. Yeah, see, I haven't seen Dirk, so I don't know. So it's from Dirk. But can you think of, I did look it up so I can let you know. I'm trying to think of a
or is it a different character you're talking about?
Yeah, he's talked about Bart from Dirk Gently, which I haven't seen.
Gotcha.
I haven't even read the book. I just knew of it. Because the Hitchhiker's Guide. And I'm like, oh, I should read that. And I never did. Probably should now. The same guy wrote the Hitchhiker Guide books. I think it was just one book. Was it? Did he make just one book?
Yo, I told you about that Arn Anderson figure from Big Rubber Guys.
Yeah.
Going off topic.
People are already getting them.
Yeah, I still haven't gotten mine yet, but the other day I did get this one in.
Yeah, I got mine last night finally. Like late.
So I'm like,
service showed up at like 6 p.m. I'm like, oh, I got them.
I was gonna take a picture and post this, but I'm like, you know what? I posted that Series 13, and I'm like, I'm not gonna do a review on this because like I said, I'm done with making review videos. And besides, it's not like I get a lot of views on those videos anyway. So like I said, people want to watch Big Rubber Guys reviews. They tune into Fig Heel. They tune into Kyle Peterson. That's the big guys who get all that. So it's fine.
But Latuni you can still do, and not as many people. Well, no, Peterson's doing more Latunis and stuff too. It's like you have to review everything there, Kyle. He has too many figures.
Hey, what's up, Tony?
Elijah Woods. Hey, Elijah Woods is in that. But what do you think about it? I thought his back felt weird. I didn't mind him. He seems to stand.
I couldn't even get it out of the plastic, so like I couldn't get I wanted to really take a look at the actual crown, but I couldn't. I didn't want to break the plastic and ruin the plastic, whatnot. So I'm like, I'm just gonna leave it in there. So I just wanted to touch the body, see what it felt like, how hard it was, and whatnot.
He was harder to get out of the bubble. He was harder to get out. I didn't care because I'm pitching the bubble anyways, but
like if you see the RT custom that I have of the King Haku, I mean that thing's been falling apart, like cracking like crazy for so long that I'm like, I'm just glad I'm gonna have a figure that's not being destroyed and cracking like crazy. So that's gonna be a nice replacement, but it's staying inside here. It's not like I'm gonna be hanging this up anywhere. It's gonna be in my storage room. It's gonna be on a shelf.
Because you just bought the one, right?
Yeah, and it's gonna be looking like this on the shelf. You're probably never gonna see this again. So
are you gonna have fun with that though? I mean, what's the fun in that, right? That's the problem with collecting, isn't it? You have to collect more stuff.
At some point, I'm gonna have to find a way where I can actually display these things appropriately.
That's what I hate. I started this hobby, so I have a lot to learn and buy and whatever. But then I'm like, the more I buy, the less room I have, and I start thinking, man, I'm thinking about stopping on the retros because I know AJ from the 2D isn't slowing down. In fact, I think I just got I don't think you bought him, but I've got the Everest animal. And I think he's saying tomorrow or soon the 2-pack's going to ship in the original, red and black. I'm like, these are big figures. Like, I mean, I've got a big hand, I've got a big mitt, and I'm just barely grabbing his leg. What I do like though is that this has movement, and the arms move. The waist is a little loose, but I think the macho only the waist moved, if I remember correctly, right? You got the macho.
Yeah.
I didn't remember them wearing the white, and I'm wondering, is he going to release a white animal? It feels weird to only have Hawk by himself, you know what I mean? But I guess that's shipping, so I'm like, where am I going to put 2 more of these things? They're gargantuan, bigger than, they don't get out.
See, I did get the other 2 versions, the red and the red and the gold, and he asked me if I wanted to order the white one. I'm like, it'd be nice to have all of the variants, but I'm like, at this point, I really got to manage my money, so that's why I ended up passing on it. But
it's pricey. It's $90. I think it's still available, but it's $90. It's quite pricey. But I think he said it was only 100, so I'm like, well, okay, I got to buy one.
So I mean, will I get it? I mean, if it's still available, potentially, but I mean,
it's such a weird one-off. Do you know the story? We don't have to talk about it, but do you know why he came out with just him by himself now? Like,
I mean, if I recall, I think that was a prototype or something.
Is that why? Okay. Because it's weird without Animal, because they were together with the white shoulder pads. Because I asked him, and I think he sent me a picture, and I'm like, oh, I don't remember them wearing them. So I'm like, but it's still weird. I got him by himself. Where's Animal? But it sounds like at least now I'll get an Animal in red. I haven't pre-ordered the gold ones yet, but I have time. Because the 2-pack is like $175. It's a little pricey, right? That's 3 or 4 BRG, Giants. But I mean, I'll get it eventually. I'm just trying to clear some bills.
And you know what? I think I might have doubled up on those, because way back when I think I ordered 2 of them, thinking like I ordered the 175, thinking that it was for like one of them.
Oh, okay.
And I think I ordered 2.
I could see that.
Thinking I was buying the 2 sets or something.
You wanted Hawk and Animal, but now you're gonna get 2 of each. Because luckily those boxes are pretty resealable, so you really only need to get one. You know what I mean? That's like I've kept the box. It's in my closet, but I keep them out of the box displayed because I'm a minty guy. But my concern though is the Inoki. I only got the 1, and now that I've started collecting some of his mint on card, that one's sold out.
Well, I hope not, because I mean I ordered 2 of them, and he sent me a factory prototype. Problem is, I mean I got the figure, sure, but no card back, which I keep the card backs, and no poster. So
you said you ordered 2, right? So you probably had 3.
Well, I ordered 2 total, and he sent me the factory prototype as my 1 figure because he knows I opened one of them. So
really,
so that means I didn't get my card back, which I keep, and which I could pass, which is fine. But I at least would like to get the poster for that. So I'm still missing that, and I'm still missing the second one carded, which I'm still waiting on. So basically, I'm missing a poster, and I'm missing a second one carded.
I'm wondering if it's going to drive me crazy and how much I want it, but because I've got all the ones that he's released now, 2 of 1 opened and 1 mint on card. This Inoki I can't get now because he sold out. I was going to ask him behind the scenes, like, hey, you didn't happen to squirrel away another Inoki I could buy from you mint on card or something, but I haven't asked him just because I know he's kind of friendly and he reaches out to me. I actually think he reaches out to a lot of people, not just me, but he reaches out as soon as I got the Animal. Now that was probably to me specific because probably only a few of us pre-ordered it, right? If you only made 100 and they haven't sold out yet, you could probably do the math that maybe there's 30, 40 of us that may be pre-ordered. I don't know, right? It's a small number. So he might have reached out to a bunch of people because he may be nervous. He wanted to get a review. So I might ask him just sheepishly, hey, you can always say no, but do you have another Inoki that you could tell me? Could you squirrel away somehow, maybe? But if not, I'm trying to see if it'll matter. I don't know if I want, because see, I'm already thinking, like, wouldn't I rather take that space on a new figure rather than having an open figure and then a mint on card figure since I'm not a collector? I'm always starting to do the math. Like, I'm trying to declutter a bit from like Legos and other things. Now I'm just going to have more clutter with figures. So it looks great, like when I see like your basement and your rooms with all the figures on the walls and stuff like that, and when Kyle shows us his, but that would drive me a little nuts. That'd be like too much stuff, you know what I mean? I have too much stuff as it is. I don't, so that's something I'm always doing in my head, let alone the cost of it. Like you said, I mean, just to getting all of the Everest series Legion of Dooms would be what, 350, 175, 175, and then 90. I think it was like $450, whatever. That's a bit of deal. And I just had to replace my main TV this week, so that was another cost I wasn't counting on. So I'm like, I spent, I think, I didn't splurge, but I spent $700 on it. I mean,
Goddamn.
it's a nice TV. Well, because they're still selling like $2,000 TVs. My last TV I got for $400, and it only lasted 3.5 years. Of course, I leave it on a lot. So this time I'm like, well, I'll spend a little bit more on this one, and I got the warranty, which I normally never do. But I'm like, I think it extends it to 5 years, so at least hopefully I'll get it after this last 5 years, it'll get replaced. Because like I do, I fall asleep to it every night. And sometimes, depending on what you watch, some of the streaming services will turn themselves off in the TV, some won't. I'll wake up and like last night, I fell asleep with AEW on, which does put people to sleep. And I woke up and it was still playing on HBO, so HBO didn't turn it off. I'm like, well, okay, so I got 8 more hours of TV time. So I use the heck out of it. I do, but
yeah, I'll give you a couple of stories, and I'll also throw you since we're at the 1 hour mark. I'll throw you a name too.
Nice.
But first, I do want to respond to Kelvin here.
Oh, no.
He says Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jingle All the Way, or Billy Bob Thornton, Bad Santa, and that is a fantastic choice. And I don't know because I love both of those movies. I think Billy Bob was absolutely freaking brilliant and hilarious in his movie. Jingle All the Way is obviously more family oriented, so that was tougher. I mean, obviously, I saw that when I was a lot younger, so I have more history with Jingle All the Way. I would probably choose Jingle All the Way just because, again, it's older. I have more history. I have seen it, I've seen it a lot more. But I love both those movies. They're both fantastic Christmas movies.
I don't think I really like either movie that well, but I would probably go with Billy Bob Thornton's character because I think the Schwarzenegger one, I don't know, the too over the top. The character. I mean, they both acted like you'd expect. So maybe I'm basing it on character. Maybe I go with Thornton.
Yeah.
But which movie's better? I don't know. To me, a Bad Santa is kind of overrated. I think Jingle All the Way is properly rated. But a lot of people really think it's a super hilarious movie, and I'm like, I didn't think it was as funny as some people do. Teach their own, right?
Although, if that was my son at the end of the movie, and I went through all that crap for him, and he freaking gives away the freaking toy that I worked my ass off to get, I would have grabbed his ass up and kicked him, and freaking Ninja kicked his ass into a damn dumpster.
That is funny that all that. I kind of forgot because I rewatched it this Christmas. I hadn't seen it in years. And I'm like, oh yeah, he gives it away at the end. Gives it away.
Ninja Turtles. Ninja kicked the damn rabbit. That's exactly what I would have looked at him. Oh, god dang.
Kelvin doesn't ever answer his own questions, though. Shouldn't he or she answer his questions, too? Sometimes. He's got some tough ones.
Hey, what's going on, always?
Jake Snake J. Is that Jake the Snake Roberts? Jake Snake J.
Got the TV from Costco.
Yeah, I've heard good things, and I think the Costco comes with like a extra warranty, maybe. But my Costco's too far away to deal with it. Unfortunately, it's like 45 minutes away, and I'm like, yeah. My Best Buy's in town. I looked at Sam's Club because I have a Sam's Club membership. They're also in town, but I like the Best Buy. I think they've gotten a little bit better. It was a pretty decent deal for the 5-year warranty, but also it was, I think, what did I pay, like $50 for them to deliver it, actually unbox it, put the feet on, place it, because the TV's large enough I didn't want to deal with it by myself. So two dudes came in and took away the old TV, put the new one on, and within like 5 or 10 minutes, bam, bam, it was over. Probably worth the $50 as a lazy guy. Okay, so Jingle All the Way. Kelvin did answer.
Yeah, I'll hit you up more about the TV TV story shortly. Yeah. But I do want to throw a name at you though. And I mentioned this to BBA the other day. Ron Reisman. Now I'm pretty sure a lot of people are like, "Who the hell is that?" For the most part, which is fine.
That doesn't sound familiar.
They know him as Big Ron Stud in WCW. They also know him as the Yeti.
Oh, really? Did you?
And I'm just wondering.
Bums talked about Yeti.
He might be one of those cats that I might be able to reach out to on Facebook and possibly see his interest in potentially signing with me for Maniac Ride Wrestling. And we can possibly get this baby legitimized.
Wow.
Now, here's the thing. After I saw Aldo Montoya on Zombie Sailors, I was so pissed because I put out I put out feelers on my YouTube. I'm like, how are people feeling about Aldo Montoya's LGN? And I got so much heat that they would never buy that. They would be so pissed and they were so mad. Like, why would you even consider working with this guy? Like, oh my god, dang it! What now? What did Aldo Montoya do?
What
Like
did
I
he
didn't
do? I
know.
forgot.
I didn't know his history, right? But now
The-
I see that Zombie Sailors beat me to it, and they got him. And watch, he's going to sell 1 million of those darn figures
no,
because so many people glaze the hell out of Zombie Sailors toys,
yeah.
and that figures to be like one of its biggest sellers. Because even yes, I gave up on Zombie Sailors a long time ago, but guess what?
You might buy that one.
I am going to buy the living hell out of Aldo Montoya. That figure looks incredible. And it doesn't give you ape arms either. It actually gave you a nice, like, right extended arm like you get from the regular Hasbros and stuff. It looks good.
What'd you
I'm
call
going
them?
to
Ape arms?
the ape arms.
Yeah, that
The
does. That is
freaking
app description. Yeah, that is app description. I never really thought of it that way, but yeah, there are like ape arms.
the freaking
Long and
arms
hanging
that
low
extend all the way to the ankles. In Zombie Sailor Toys fashion.
That's funny. We always talk about the too long arms, but I never thought about calling them ape arms. But that's a good description. Like
all of the figures. I mean, to me, Zombie Sailors have some of the worst action figures in the world, but that Aldo Montoya looks incredible.
So you're gonna have to buy two, one to open, one to keep mint.
I'll buy two.
You gotta open one, right? You gotta have.
I might go crazy. I might go crazy by three. Who knows? Because I feel like something like that might be valuable in the future.
Okay,
Who knows?
so
But
one to sell.
no, I'll probably go with two because we've all seen Zombie Sailor. My whole shelf downstairs in the garage is like filled with Zombie Sailors because nobody buys that stuff. I've been having that stuff listed on my eBay for years, and it's doesn't move. It doesn't even get offers. That's how little people care about Zombie Sailors. So,
well, I think also don't they re-release a lot of them? Like they keep making a bunch of them, so they're never
they keep them on your website, and they never sell. So you can always go to Zombie Sailors and buy that stuff. So unless they're selling for 99-cent auction on 7-day auctions, nobody's buying that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if they win it on auction for $57, when it was listed for 99 cents, so be it. But if you list it as a buy it now for $40, nobody's interested.
No, because I'll pay $40 at their website or wait for New Year's, Christmas, 4th of July sale or something and save some money on it.
So, but when I saw that Aldo Montoya, I was so mad. I'm like, I still want to find Aldo Montoya because, oh my God, he's got that awesome look. I want to make an LGN of him, but the Yeti. Why the Yeti? I want to make the Yeti for two reasons. Number one, who the heck is ever going to make the Yeti figure?
I was going to say, he doesn't have a figure anywhere, does he?
He had like probably one appearance in WCW. Nobody will ever make the freaking Yeti.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody cares about the Yeti, but he is such a random one-off that nobody will ever think about, and he is such a crazy character that everybody is going to gravitate to run to get because he is such a freaking oddball. That's why I think a character like that would be amazing, and because it would be literally going through the actual real-life wrestler to get signed and everything. You can have his name attached to it. That would make it legitimate. That would make it real.
Yeah. And probably nobody's clamoring for his figure, so he can maybe cut you a deal. Like maybe he just wants a cut of each figure. He doesn't need $50,000 up front or whatever some of the wrestlers do for their figures. A lot of them, I think. Didn't you say a lot of them get money up front plus a cut of each figure sold, I think. The big-time wrestlers.
Yeah, and if there's some way possible where we can use that same exact mold and maybe turn like I said, maybe make a Yeti figure and at the same time use that same mold where I don't know, like how would you do that where you could get rid of all that cloth, right? And use the same mold where you can create a big run stud character or another gimmick. I don't know the other gimmicks, but
so reuse the mold and release multiple of him.
Yeah, but with different gimmicks instead of. But again, how do you do that by when you have all of this, mummy wrapping around the figure, right? So How would you do that with that particular mold?
Unless that's not part of the mold. You make it some kind of, what do you call it, cloth material or something. But then, can you do that with the Yeti? I have to picture what he looks like again. I don't think
I mean, you could create let's say a Terry Funk figure or Greg Valentine, just random figure like that, and you could create like a loose accessory to wrap around it. But I wouldn't want to do that.
Okay.
I'd want to have it as a build-in.
So if it's part of the mold, then how do you reuse that?
But I would want a regular head sculpt, and then I would want to have like a mummy mask as an accessory. That way they could remove the mummy hat and then see his actual head. So that would be my my vision for the figure.
Yeah, it makes it tough though to reuse it.
So even if I sign him though, and I have to pay for 2 different molds and just release the same character though, one or two wrestlers, 2 characters for the same guy, I mean that'd be fine.
Yeah, have you reached out to him? What made you think of him? Did you stumble upon him on Facebook? A friend of a friend or something like that? Or
well, just kind of got his name, seeing his name pop up on Facebook, and I'm like, I've been talking about the Yeti forever, right? And just kind of seeing his name there, I'm like, why the hell not? Talking just to a few of these guys, these professional wrestlers who reached out to me through Facebook because I've been putting up all these postings about Maniac Rat Wrestling, and they've shown interest in wanting to work with me, possibly getting their own figures released. I'm like, this is one of those characters that I'm interested in making. So because I talked about bootleg characters, and you're like, hey, why don't we make real wrestlers? We're real wrestlers. Why not make something of us? Or hey, I can get you in contact with this person or that person. They're real wrestlers. Let's get someone like them signed or something.
It is funny though you mentioned Yeti, because I'm pretty sure it didn't bum in the one of the chats weeks or episodes ago. It mentioned about, I think Yeti the monster might be a fair game. You could just make a Yeti monster figure, right? But you're talking about Yeti the wrestler. I wonder if you could do like a 2-pack or something, like, oh, here's Yeti the monster and Yeti the wrestler. I don't know. But remember, he talked about, I think, and I was like, oh, really? I wonder, is Yeti available? Can you do? I mean, Dracula's from a book, and a lot of the other ones. But what else could you get away with a generic werewolf? Can you? What's a free game, right? So you're not really cheating. It's not bootleg. It's not license infringement. But now in this case, you'd be get his permission, and he'd get a cut for it, so it'd be totally legit. But oh, jeez.
But I'd be concerned that if I went out and released an actual like Yeti, and don't even have anybody's face, just make it like an actual Yeti wrestling figure, and call it Yeti. Even if people buy it and be like, hey, we consider this to be the WCW wrestler, no questions asked.
Yeah,
and they're like
legit.
Still, I mean, would that still offend somebody? Like I said, like the people that reach out to me, be like, hey, why are you making generics when we could do the real thing? I mean, because other people's opinion still matters to me. Like, I don't want to be pissing people off and whatnot. I still want people to think highly of me and whatnot. And I still want them to buy my product. I still want them to want to work with me in the future. So
yeah,
and that right there, I feel like doing something like that would bring bad blood or something by doing something like that. So
yeah, so maybe not the bootlegs then. Maybe stay legit, too legit.
Yeah, but like,
see, would say,
but a Yeti, would that even be considered? Because Yeti is fair game though. Like Bum Shadow said, would that be considered bootleg though?
Well, I mean, I think Yeti the monster might be fine. But Yeti the wrestler, right? Are you saying Yeti the monster?
No, it would still technically be the wrestler.
Yeah, so see, I think, well, I assume that's what Bum meant. Maybe I misinterpreted it. When he said Yeti, I assumed, because I thought he was talking about other things.
Yeah, he was definitely talking about the monster.
The abominable snowman, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I assume the wrestler would be considered bootleg, even if he only made one appearance. I assume, well, actually, I wonder who owns the gimmick, the trademark for Yeti the wrestler. Or does anybody? Did WCW even bother? And then WWE bought them. Do they care? Do they know or care about Yeti? That's a deep cut, right? So I don't even know if Mattel's going to make a Yeti Elite coming up anytime soon.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing if they did. You say it, imagine you say it now, and then like next week, they're like, "Oh, look, come to Mattel Yeti." You're like, "What?" Every time you mention a wrestler, some other line makes one, or maybe Zombie Sailors, or maybe you have a mole from Zombie Sailors watching your live stream. Like, oh, that's a good idea. We need to make a Zombie Sailor Yeti, and then next week, oh look, here's a Yeti. Stealing all your ideas.
Oh my god! If they do come up with the damn Yeti freaking Zombie Sailors figure, I am really gonna freaking buy into the fact that there is a mole.
I was gonna say either in this thing or maybe check your house. Anybody from Zombie Sailor stop by one day to hand deliver a Zombie Sailor figure and they put a bug in your that would be hilarious. It would suck for you, but it would still be funny. Like of all the random wrestling names that you could have mentioned that they would steal. I mean, Montoya was a pretty good one. As far as I know, nobody's talking about it. Well, maybe because what did he do that he's kind of getting canceled for? I can't even remember. But I don't think many people are talking.
Wasn't he like stealing from his fans or something? Or
yeah, because it's the guy. He made it big in ECW, right? What was his name?
Just Incredible.
Yeah, that's what it was. Like I forgot because he looks so different. By the time I got to ECW, I forgot it was the same guy. Okay, so he's popular. He's big enough that. So what happened is probably Zombie Sailor's like, hey, Justin needs the money. I'm sure he would sign up for a song and a prayer or whatever. Right? They probably got him cheap if he needs money. They might take advantage of him. Well, unless who owns that? I wonder. Do they have to pay WWF, WWE, the wrestler? Ooh, Billy Ocean. I think Caribbean Queen. He had a few songs one there. The earlier one was Led Zeppelin versus Metallica. I'm a bigger Led Zeppelin fan. I like Metallica, but I love Zeppelin, so almost any Led Zeppelin song I'll choose. I'm probably going with Billy Ocean, I guess, on this one.
If I heard both those songs, maybe I would be familiar with them, but like off the top of my head, like I don't recognize the title of either song.
Oh, really? So this one at least I got. The movies I was like, yeah, I haven't seen those, but these songs I've heard. But like I say, Metallica's good. Led Zeppelin's usually better, but I know. I don't know anymore. Who would be more popular? I mean, Led Zeppelin was probably a bigger band at one point.
I'm talking to. So I'm talking to my dude at the factory, and we're getting close. I'm gonna say about another week and a half or so, and we should have the first sample mailed out. So,
wow.
I mean, how long does it take from China here to get a package? Let's say 3 weeks.
Is that how long it takes? If they mail it, they don't put it on a boat with a ton of other cargo, do they?
I would assume it would just come regular mail.
Yeah.
However, so
air.
I mean, it would just the regular samples. So I mean, just one small figure. It's not packaging or anything, obviously, just the figure itself. And I would hope that they would give me like 3 or 4 different samples. Hey, this is 70 degrees. This is 75. This is 80 degrees. This is 90 degrees, and that way I could look at it and be like, okay, you know what? I know I said 70 degrees, but I'm looking at the 85 degrees, and I think I like this one a whole lot better. So let's go with 85 degrees instead.
What does the degrees indicate? Is that a material thing, or is that actually a temperature?
Yeah. So, like, I had to ask AJ at Latuni to kind of go off of what he uses.
Science engineer or something.
70, like the PVC that he uses for it's because it's not 100% rubber like LGN. When you look at big rubber guys, you look at Latuni, they use the PVC. That's the material that they use, and the PVC, the degrees of softness is how they get their flexibility.
Mm-hmm.
That's why when you look at big rubber guys, the rubber is so hard. There's very little flexibility to their figures.
They've chosen a higher degree. They've chosen a higher degree of hardness, or
and so. Latuni, AJ says they use 70 degrees of softness. So when you squeeze their legs and everything, it's almost perfect to LJN because they're almost, like I said, the rubber is almost perfect to what LJN had with their rubber.
Is a higher number harder than like a 90?
Yeah, the higher degree is harder rubber.
Yeah.
So
okay.
So he said he uses 70 degrees of softness. So I told them I wanted 70 degrees of softness as well. The original figures that they tried showing me that they had in their factory, like they're trying to show me like Gumby type of figures and stuff. Like the entire body,
That
was
is
all
super
bendy.
flexible. Yeah, what
And
degree
I'm
were
like,
those?
please don't give me those.
That's a little too flexible. What degree were those? The Gumby type movement? Did they say? Is it like 1,
They did
2%, 5%, 10%? How low
0.
does it go? Yeah, negative. How did it do that? Well, every time you bend it, a black hole's formed, and then negative entropy happens, and then some other neat physics term, insert physics joke.
Yeah, but I'm hoping that he sends me.
I'm
hoping he sends me a second figure because I don't know if BBA is going to tune into this live stream or not. But if he doesn't, I want to surprise him with that second figure.
Mm.
But be like, hey, I need your address, man.
Uh-huh.
Why would you need my address? I can't get you my address. What you need? I want to send you something. I want to send you something. But I need to be sneaky about it so he doesn't know it's coming.
So he opens it up and it's like, oh my gosh, it's me. It's my BBA in a box.
That's funny as hell.
Yeah, how do you sneak him?
To have that, but it'd be nice to have that original that prototype sample or something. I mean, it's gonna be unpainted and all, but like that sample, to have that original piece, that's so damn cool.
So you gotta figure out that percentage and or degrees and all that stuff first before you then you have to probably do more than one paint sample, or how does that work?
No, I'm just, basically they're just sending me that sample and I'm just giving them a thumbs up to tell them, yeah, this works.
And then do we start talking paint, or what's the next step?
And then they go into production.
Okay, but when do we get to painting them? Because don't you
once they I mean they've already got the 3D file or so they already know what it looks like.
You don't have to worry about, I don't know, the way they look or something. Like if they paint one and you're like, wow, it looks not as good as I thought, or anything like that, or worry about the material. Sometimes.
I mean, I assume they're gonna send me pictures to make sure that it's correct. But
didn't AJ or someone say they talked about maybe one of this material had to be different because of the paint or there's some reason. I don't know all the details, but I don't know if there's any considerations you have to worry about or make there.
No, man, I assume that they're gonna, like I said, this is the very first time I'm going through this. So, I mean, it's all a learning process for me.
Yeah.
But
that's why
right now, I'm like learning step by step. But the only thing that I'm aware of is that they are. I'm just learning that, hey, this figure is gonna arrive in the mail. You're giving your approval. Is this the correct, firmness to the rubber that you need? Yes, it is. We go into production after that. Once the figures are made, they're gonna start painting them. Then they can start packaging up. It's be awesome. So,
and then those will probably arrive on boat.
Yeah,
that could be a while. It takes a while, doesn't it? Like I don't know, how long does it take? Does AJ ever talk about how long it takes him from like conception to fig in hand? If he's lucky, is like 5 months, 2 months.
No, he says about 5 to 7 months.
Yeah, okay. That's interesting. Yeah, it takes a while. I assume because a lot of these pre-orders, I mean, they went for pre-order a while ago, and we still don't have them in hand because it just takes so long.
Yeah, the way the guys at the factory were talking, I mean, they made it seem like I was gonna have everything, this entire process it was gonna be complete, and I was gonna have the figures in hand by like April. And I'm like, oh hell yeah, that sounds awesome.
When did you officially start? Did you start in December or something like that?
Yeah, I started. I paid for the mold in December.
So that's 5 months.
Like I started talking to the guy in Alibaba back in like October, maybe.
Okay. Yeah.
So September, we've been talking for like months. So, but I didn't pay for the mold until beginning of December. So he made it sound like this was gonna be a very quick process, but it took over a month just for us to get back to those cavities that I put a posting of.
Yeah.
So, and then it's gonna take a few weeks to get the figure back in the mail. Once I get approval, he says that production itself is very quick. He said production takes about a month, but
everything else takes longer. Deciding on the right figure and whatever. What were those cavities? So how does that fit into the process? I don't know if I followed.
And I looked at those. Those were like 10 million pieces. Those I saw arms in there. I saw legs. I saw a head. So I assume that that's all going to be put together to make one single figure. That's a bunch of different pieces put together to make one single figure.
Is that actually how it works? Is they make them all and then they assemble them for even the rubber
I
figures?
I assume that's what they're doing.
I never really thought about.
I mean, I don't know why they couldn't just do that. Make one single piece. Like, is this all gonna be made out of?
I
Like,
thought
it's
when you
so
said
confusing.
mold, it's like the bubble itself, and like they pour the rubber or whatever into it and form one figure or something. I didn't really think about how. There's probably reasons they make it multiple pieces. It wasn't until I think I saw, was it the Logan Paul LGN? Somebody said he gave it to their son or daughter to play with, and it came apart, and it looked
Yeah.
like a dildo or something like that. And like, I didn't even think about these coming apart. It's not one solid figure. And then a lot of people after that, they start mentioning lines and stuff on BRGs and that sort of thing, and that's where they might have put them together. I'm like, I didn't even think about. Oh, okay, so they make them separate pieces and assemble them somehow. Wonder why they did that. There must be a reason. Ooh. I think my Inoki arrives Monday. I think Shop app just popped up. Speaking of LJ, we'll call him LJ and AJ. Because I think so. He should have waited then. I would let him wait. If the Legion of Doom Red he's shipping soon, he should have just waited to ship the Inoki with them. Oh, well. I don't mind. I guess I'll get my Inoki sooner. So next week I might be getting my Inoki finally. But now I'm like, do I open it? I will open it, but I might want a second one. I didn't even notice. So the Japanese Inokis are different. I didn't even really look that close. I think it's a different, slightly different figure.
If it is, they're gonna start selling it on eBay, and we're gonna have to pay overpriced.
I don't know if I'll. Yeah, that's my problem. I was looking. So apparently, a few of my early blue LGNs were the purple or whatever they're calling that variety. Because I opened a few and I looked and I'm like, oh, that card back looks different than I remember. And it was like a different shade of blue. So I might have opened some of those purples instead of blue. Not that I mattered, no skin off my back, but I was like, oh, so maybe I did get some. I just didn't, probably in the absence of having multiple blues to look at, I didn't notice. Right. And now that I've ordered a few since then, and I keep looking every day. I refresh the Target webpage to get one more John Cena. John Paul, get one more John Cena blue so I can open one since mine's a little busted. That's the shooting thing. I saw some people on Facebook complaining because the BRGs I think switched their warehouse where they ship from to California.
Yeah,
and they've had some shipping issues.
And I'm glad that people have been bringing that up and putting the company on blast because I might look. There's so many companies that I support, and I'm glad, and I don't like when companies I support get blasted, and I don't want to be blasted when I have my business, out there either. But if I'm screwing up, I will take responsibility for my screw up if or when the time comes. I will just try my best to make sure that crap doesn't go wrong. I mean, that's just how I operate. But I just hate whenever when somebody's screwing up and you're putting them on blast. That hey, everyone are coming out of the woodwork to glaze the hell out of the company, right? Like if I'm doing an action figure review and I'm saying, hey, I don't like this, that, or the other about this action figure. I'm not even bashing the company, but bashing, hey, I don't like this figure. It's an action figure review. I'm reviewing the figure and I'm talking about what I like, what I don't like. And then you have, so-and-so in the comments ripping me in a new ass because
they always do.
I'm disagreeing with, their beloved company. I'm like, dude, you don't like what I have to say, you don't have to watch the video. It's that simple.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not getting free figures, so I'm not having to go out and give 100% positive review for every company.
Yeah. You're paying for this stuff.
I'm paying with my hard-earned money. It's fine. So, and so when I'm seeing all these posts about all these guys, not glazing them and actually putting them on blast about, all the damages that are coming to their cards, they're like me. They're mint in box, new on card, whatever you want to call it, collectors. And I'm like, you know what? Yep. I'm the same way. You know how many packages I got that were completely destroyed? Or if I buy 2 sets and I get 2 sets, both sets in, and both packages are completely destroyed. And I'm like, that's straight up bullshit.
Didn't you get a BRG that way in the fall? What was that? Was it like a Myers or?
Yes.
That you got? Was it a
Yeah,
Myers?
the red Brian Myers.
I think you got 2 of them in both packages.
Yeah.
Not just one. I'm like, wow. Luckily I haven't noticed too many egregious problems. Other than my Haku came in a funny box. Like the box was way too tall than it needed to be. So it's almost like they're scrambling for the right box to fit it in. And it wasn't because all the BRGs normally come in its own box that's tighter around the package, and then they might throw it in another box. This one didn't have that box for some reason.
They always. Yeah, man, it's cool, bud. You just ignore them, man. Just hope they go away, bud.
Oh, the upstate New York ADK. Yeah, I just blocked them. I don't care. But the shipping has been totally different. I kind of liked it because it's kind of like Latuni. Man, does he package those? Because that box it's packaged in is probably good enough to ship. Then he throws all those boxes in another box, so they always show up in good shape. So I kind of missed that out of the BRG. My Haku did not have it, but I didn't notice. I opened it up, but he did come out of the bubble. It was a little harder. I mean, I didn't care. I wasn't preserving the bubble, but it was kind of interesting. I don't know if they're that's not the factory in LA's problem, right? That it got packaged, I think, probably in China. I would assume. They come over on the boat in the final package, probably. But and some people are putting them on blast, like you're saying. Then people come out to blaze, and they're putting them on blast for like the Haku sold out. It was available for a couple hours, but it sold out pretty quick. And people are complaining about that stuff. And then somebody will post, "Hey, look." Well, in fact, I think somebody did post, and they bought like 5 Hakus. And some of us, put them on blast because I'm like, why the fuck do you need 5 Hakus? Because you're gonna scalp them, you stupid motherfucker.
Yeah, you see this right here, that, like you said, that right there, that bothers me. If you know that is a limited quantity, and like you said, you go out and you buy 5 of those, that is frustrating as hell.
I mean, a pre-order, sure, buy 10 of them. I don't care. It's a pre-order.
If it's a pre-order, and you go out and you buy 50 of them, it's a pre-order. You could buy 50 of them. You could buy 5,000 of them. You could buy as many as your heart desires.
I buy a million King Hakus.
They are going to make as many as they have ordered.
Exactly. Yeah. And so somebody was saying that. I'm like, well, no, some of these are limited stock. They don't. What does he like to say? The order is the order. The pre-order is the order. Not all of these are pre-orders. So they only made 1,000 Hakus or whatever it is. They only made 500 or 1,000 Arns or something, right? They've done those before, the Flair and the Danhausen. There's only so many. But I mean, there's no way that you need 2. I could see. Yeah, you bought 2 because you want to keep one mint you don't even touch, and one you want to open. And in case you open it and you break the bubble, you're that much of a collector. I can see that. 5? Why'd they stop at 5? Why didn't they just buy 10? Like, why did you buy 5? Oh, okay. Because, and you see, like, Hakus people are selling them for like almost $200 on eBay. And I'm like, really? He's not that good a figure.
No.
I could buy a 40-year-old LGN for cheaper than that.
Because he's the king, Haku. That's why they want it. Because they want that 89 original design.
I feel bad. I'm glad I only bought one and opened it, and it's for me. It gets me thinking, though, because the LJN pre-order is coming up. Both of them are coming up, I think, next weekend. Arn and LJN pre-order. I put them on my phone, the 30th and the 2nd. Next Friday is the LJN, right? And we talked about how many do I want to buy now that I know the game. Is 3 enough? Is that too many? Because it's a pre-order. They'll still make them, but as we've seen with their other pre-orders, they tend to take a while. So if I order 5 of them, I'm taking away from somebody else.
That was yellow Arn Anderson. That one was a pre-order?
No, it wasn't. No, it's going to be another in-stock drop. Yeah.
Okay.
It's just for some reason they released 100 that day that you bought yours. And both me and Kyle Peterson, I saw famously, he was in the same boat where he was actually working and he missed it. Well, I mean, because I think you sent it to me and I checked it, I think 20 minutes after you sent it and they're already gone. I mean, but
I bought one of those.
Right, but there were only 100, so you were one of 100. I don't know if he did that because they also have a Patreon. They put their podcast on Patreon, so paid subscribers get their podcast sooner rather than YouTube or whatever. I wonder if that's why they released it. Maybe it was like a podcast, early warning or something. I don't know. I don't know why Connect put up 100. It seemed weird to me. But the rest of them are going up on the 2nd. Because like I say, Ric Flair, no offense to Arn Anderson, Ric Flair is more popular. And that last green one they came out with, unless there's Flair fatigue because it's the same pose.
It's still up on the website.
It sold out after maybe a week. You had plenty of time to buy that.
Oh, is it the blue one that's still up?
Oh, I think the blue one's still up. I'm talking about that green one. They released another Danhausen. They had a Danhausen repaint and a Flair repaint. And the Flair was up for days. You had plenty of time to buy one, even though it was in stock. So that's why I was surprised when you said Arn Anderson. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll go pick it up. and they were sold out. I'm like, why did Arn Anderson sell it faster than Ric Flair? That's even though we might have Flair fatigue, Ric Flair is clearly a more popular dude, right? So I imagine on the second, we'll have plenty of time to buy Arn Anderson. He's not even like King Haku, right? And it's a repaint. Honestly, if I missed it, I got the better Arn anyways, the one with the belt, right, in red. I got that one. So if I missed the yellow one, yeah, okay. But I think I'll have plenty of time. I'll just buy one. I mean, I even got a Missy Hyatt for crying out loud. And that figure, I don't know if I really like it, but now that I'm buying them, I'm like, well, I might as well.
It's not really a good figure. It's just
okay.
It's just a female wrestler in
it is different
in the line. It's like
I also felt the same with Earl
Elgin. It just gives you a female wrestler in the line.
I felt the same with Earl Hebner. I wasn't sure I wanted to buy it, but then it was up, I think, on Collect Major's website, and they had a sale that weekend. You know how they periodically have that stuff. So I'm like, okay, I'll buy Earl because I'm going to save some money on him. I'm not sure I really wanted a referee, but I think he's the only referee they've released so far. Right, so he's a referee now, BRG, to go with your valet or interviewer or female. They need a Bobby Heenan. I wonder well, he's probably got a Legends contract, though. Maybe we'll get an LGN Bobby Heenan.
I see it coming.
That'd be cool.
You see that the crap that they're coming out with in Series 3? Potentially a freaking stupid Jack Pacific The Rock version.
Is that what that is from? Is Jack Pacific? Because I saw an alleged prototype of, wasn't his fist in the air or something like that?
Yep. So they got a Jack Pacific Steve Austin for Series 2. They got a Jack Pacific version, The Rock in Series 3. I'm like, what kind of lame crap is that?
So
that's that kind of pose they got going on.
That LGN Austin coming out is the pose from Jack Pacific Austin figure?
Yeah, when Jack Pacific, they had their own little LGN style figures.
I didn't know they had LGN style.
Yeah, that's exactly what their type of poses are.
They also had the articulating kind too, right? That's the only ones I know of. Didn't Jack Pacific also have not?
Yeah, they had their own. They had their own little LGN style figures.
I didn't know that. Are they worth anything? Can I pick a few up? Are they crappy?
I mean, they sell between like $30 to $50 or so.
Are they any good? Do you have some?
I got a bunch. Yeah.
Do you like? Maybe
I like both of them. I mean,
I totally missed that.
Undertaker's really good. I mean,
okay.
Rey Mysterio's okay. The Hardys are okay.
But they did also release articulating figures too, right? That's the only one.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I didn't know they had LGNs. Okay. So
hey, what's up, BBA?
He heard me. He heard us.
People bad mouth Missy Hyatt.
The figure, not the lady in the gimmick in the wrestling actor. I don't want to say wrestler, but you know what I mean. Wrestling personality, sports entertainer. The figures. Well, I guess she doesn't have. Does she have any figures? They're making a big deal about this figure. Did she have any figures? Missy Hyatt, they had to have at one point, right? Somewhere, one of the lines.
I don't remember.
Maybe not. So maybe this.
I think
it's
the first one I can remember.
Okay, so I mean, fair play on her. It just, I don't know if it's a perfect rendition of her face. You know, it feels a little creepy because her skirt comes off. I'm like, right? It reminds me of Miss Elizabeth, and wasn't that SummerSlam? The Mega Powers versus it was the Mega Powers versus. Were they the Mega Bucks? Who are they wrestling? Remember that? Because she takes off her dress or skirt to distract. I think Andre and Ted DiBiase were. Who were they fighting? Remember, Macho and Hogan versus.
I honestly don't remember.
Because once she took off the skirt, you kind of forgot everything, right? No, but you don't know what I'm talking about. Elizabeth took them off. I think she was wearing it was probably more like a swimsuit, but you just kind of like, did that just happen? And then Ted DiBiase was definitely one of them. But I'm trying to. I think Andre was with them to distract them. For some reason, she was a distraction in the match, and then because Sherry was Ted's valet for that. I think I remember Hogan bringing Sherry in because Sherry took a bump, right? Because she was a wrestler, before she became a valet or manager. But it reminds me because her skirt comes off. I don't remember where I put my Missy Hyatt. I thought that was a little creepy. It's like it's like, okay, it's a neat accessory, but it comes off.
Is that when Hogan does the atomic leg drop on Sherry Martel and then Elizabeth slaps the living hell out of her?
Yeah, I think it is that one because unfortunately the timing was a little off, and I think she was coming in to hit him with the purse. Yeah, it was the Mega Bucks. Okay. I was trying to remember. It's slowly coming back to me. Like, that's right. Because I remember Ted DiBiase was trying to play it like, well, she took off her pants. What? Trying to be distracted by Elizabeth. But then for some reason, I'm like, well, who was his partner? And then it started coming back to me that Sherry, I think, was his valet at that time. And she got into the match, which kind of makes sense because you have, Elizabeth on one side, we'll have a foil on the other. But I remember she took off her skirt and I think it was red. It looked like a swimsuit, but I don't think it was underwear. But she might have had tights on too, or something like that, natural looking tights. But it reminded me of that because Missy's skirt comes off and it's the same kind of bottom, but blue. I'm like, who's this for? That's why I don't buy a lot of female wrestling figures because it feels creepy to me, and it shouldn't. I'm a grown adult. Well, actually, maybe that's why it feels creepier. But it comes off, and I'm like, why did they do a breakaway skirt? Like you said, you would rather have that part of the mold, right? Part of the rubber, her outfit. If you did Missy Hyatt, yeah, they didn't. They put it as a cloth. You didn't open your. You have a Missy?
Yeah.
You didn't open yours then, right? You left it in the package, yeah. So it comes off, and I'm like, okay, that's weird. Because it's got, I think, just a little Velcro, so it doesn't stay on super good either. So it's pretty easy to rip off. But I don't know who that's for, really, honestly. Like, why do I need a breakaway skirt on this female lady, wrestling?
Maybe I noticed that. Maybe I didn't. I don't think I pulled the skirt off when I did my review of the figure.
Oh yeah, you did break it. Oh, so you were able to get out of the package to let it breathe and then put it back in.
Yeah. And I reviewed the figure like 3 months ago, but I don't remember if I took a skirt off or not. So I don't remember. I don't think I even knew the skirt came off or not.
I don't think you did because it's kind of creepy. Like it came off, and I'm like, I think I saw somewhere else they're showing her without the skirt. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of weird. Is that a different figure? Is that a Chase edition? Half nude Missy Hyatt Chase edition or something? And then when I got it, and I take out all my big rubber guys, I'm like, oh, that's like a cloth skirt. And then you see the Velcro on the back. I'm like, oh, does this come off? And like, oh, sure enough, it does. There's some swimsuit looking undergarments. Like, okay, why did we do that, guys?
That's awesome.
What's going on? Kind of weird. It's kind of weird. I guess it is 18 plus, isn't it? Don't they put that on the BRG ones too? I mean, you see worse things on the internet all the time, so it's not a big deal. I just felt creepy to me. It's surprisingly she stands okay on the high heels and stuff. Because I was nervous.
Yeah.
Does the original Elizabeth doesn't stand very well?
That's one thing I do got to give them huge props for, is they made that figure perfect in that regard. I can't stand the fact. I mean, even when you go like buy a David Garland stand from Etsy, his stand is supposed to be perfect for that, but like I still have to use like the Amazon Dow stand, put it in there, and still put it on a David Garland stand because it like that Elizabeth figure, it does not. You can't use any kind of stand for that. It doesn't work. Like even the metal Amazon stands, like it doesn't give you like a perfect, because her body is so thin. So like there's no definitive stand out there that actually works for that figure. So I love the fact that BRG actually made that Missy Hyatt figure with the perfect flat bottoms on the shoes, so it actually stands up beautifully. So for display purposes, they did a brilliant job on that.
It
so
actually stands up better than some of the other ones. I think the Rock and Roll Express actually both have like either a forward or backward lean. You have to kind of bend the rubber to get it to stand on its own. So even the Rock and Roll Express
Page is a bad one. Like I got to put him in an actual BRG stand to keep him up. Ethan Page.
Okay, I think it's been a while since I looked at his. I think Arn or Tully or both also have problems standing at time. The Haku seems to stand okay. I haven't noticed him fall over yet because he's got the bare feet, so you could have a problem there too. Trying to think. I've never had a problem. Yeah, that's a good idea. Would that be a Chase variant with BBA in a skirt and you could rip it off? Would it be like an homage to the was it the Headbangers or whatever they were called? That's what they're called, weren't they?
Headbangers.
Yeah, right. They wore the skirts, right? No homage. Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So BBA saying it is an homage. That could very well be, and maybe I missed it. That is an homage to Liz, because I don't remember Missy Hyatt doing that in any of her. Maybe. That's good. I like the visual. BBA ripping off a skirt on the figure. They should have had a Piper with that. They never had a Piper, did they? With a cloth kilt that you could rip off.
Yeah.
Definitely not an LGN. Maybe they can make an LGN. Hopefully they do. I hope they have a Piper Mattel LGN. I would like that. Maybe a different pose, better looking face, but they'll probably use the original. Hey, there you go. with her skirt in your hand. Well, I don't know if Missy signed an exclusive contract with BRG. Maybe you can get her and make her another figure. Hey, Missy, would you like a second?
I got to figure out a way to make 2 LJNs on one single card, and I'm not talking about the box 2-pack LJNs like you see,
Card. You want
like Hogan and Hillbilly Jim and stuff like that. I want an actual card back.
Okay.
But if there's a way to get the 2 LJNs on one long card back, problem is
have to be thick card too, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you can't just put them, because you put them on a shelf, you're gonna have it like you're gonna put it on like this.
So they're side by side.
Yeah, and that's gonna be super long on a shelf. Okay. And people like me who has like major OCD, the way it's gonna stick out compared to the rest of the card, it's gonna look so freaking weird and funky, and it's gonna drive us crazy.
Because I think, in fact, didn't the Animal second round of BRG, doesn't it have a funky card? Because he's got the spread out pose, the second Animal BRG in the red. It's part of Legion of Doom, not the Road Warriors. Is that a different card? I've never looked that close. Maybe it isn't. I mean,
you could say the same thing for with Andre the Giant, for example, because his bubble is bigger. You could say Ric Flair with suit is got a bigger bubble, but
maybe it's just the bubble that I remember. Yeah, but I think because the bubble's bigger, it needed a different protector for those men in box folks, which I didn't care. But okay, but you're right. Yeah, if you tilt it, everything like for those, it's meant to be up and down, and all of the line is up and down except for this one, side by side. Yeah, I don't. Plus, the card back would probably have to be pretty heavy, wouldn't it? Kind of like some of well, you talk to AJ because his card stock is heavy duty. You could probably fit 2 LJNs on some of his card stocks, especially like that Andre one. I still don't know about the orientation of the card, but it would definitely fit.
But the plastic itself, I mean, that would have to be like extra reinforced. But shoot, all we gotta do is do what Zombie Sailors and Grapplers and Gimmicks do on their cards, because I mean they got freaking 4-inch Hasbros and they put so much freaking super glue on their freaking cards.
Oh, they do.
I mean, you basically got to get yourself a damn razor to get underneath there to try to rip those things off. Like whenever I
use a little pocket knife to open mine. Yeah.
Yeah, whenever I try to do an unboxing for those, I always absolutely destroy those cards because I can't even get underneath those darn things, and I hate that because I try to save those cards.
Yeah, and since I only order one, I never keep them in on card. I want the card as good as I can, so I try to cut nicely with my pocket knife around them. It was kind of funny because I think was it KWK that Bum was unboxing yesterday, because I made the comment that KWK is the opposite, because I'm pretty sure it was a KWK fig. I got a bunch of them, and I think one fell off my my TV tray or table in my living room where I've got hardwood, and it hit perfectly, and the bubble popped right off. So my floor opened the one KWK, but it was perfect. It opened it up, and the card was almost pristine. That's how little glue they used on that bubble. I was like, did the floor just open my wrestling figure? I mean, I was going to open it anyways, but I was like,
Retro's kind of same way.
Who does?
Mattel Retro's kind of same way. You ship Mattel Retros, sometimes the bubble just comes right off in the mail, and people like you read a lot, like especially when I was buying a lot on eBay, and you read comments like you read the negative feedback for people. It'd be like, oh, I bought a mint on a card, and bubble was disconnected from the card, and then you see the response like, I sold you a mint on card figure. Maybe the bubble came off during shipping.
That sucks.
It's a Mattel Retro. Like that does happen. So
this was some of the earlier retros before they did, because now they're all resealable, I think.
Yeah, nowadays with Mattel Creations, but I mean, I personally have bought Mattel Retros through eBay, and I got brand spanking new mint on card, and they came in the mail.
By the time you got there,
disconnected. So I know it happens.
For me, I wouldn't mind, but you mint on card person, that ruins your day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The one with soy milk in the van.
And BBA saying the same thing. He got some from Amazon, came the same way. It's not like the Amazon folks are opening them, but by the time it shows up on your doorstep, who knows what UPS, FedEx, Amazon driver. I mean, that stuff just gets, They even just dropped it on your porch or patio or whatever, and that was enough. Because like I said, it literally just fell a couple feet from my table to the hardwood floor, and the bubble popped clean off. And I'm like, let me check the card. Like, no, card was good. That's how little glue they used. Didn't take much. And, luckily, it was a perfect one, and I was going to open it up anyways. But if you wanted it mint on card, and you bought it mint on card, and you paid extra for it even, by the time it shows up in your door, you open the box, even with all the packing peanuts or bubble wrap or anything in the world, and it's separated, you're kind of like, best laid plans. That's why I'm glad I'm not a min on card guy. Maybe I should give up on my Inoki. Maybe. Oh, we reset. Yay! About hour 48 this time. It's always in that. See, that's why it's never always 148. Sometimes it's only 150 or 151 or I don't know what that is. I need to look that up. It causes to reset. It's like a reboot, like a very quick reboot.
Yeah, and it only does it on the cell phone. It doesn't do it on the computer for me ever.
I wonder why.
And I think it's only for me. Like I don't see any other streamers or whatever you call this, live streamers. Yeah, live streamers. I don't see anybody else do this. Of course, I don't watch a lot of people go more than go 2+ hours though.
Bums was late. Bum's second stream yesterday was later. I think did he get over 140 or 150? I have to go back and look. I don't remember his resetting. Is it when two people are there? Do your solo live streams? Did they also reboot on you?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, so it's like this when you co-host. Something to do with the co-host. Is it a different software?
Well, when I do an individual live stream, I do it from my computer, and it doesn't do it from my computer.
That's why. But I think Bum, when he does his, he does it from his phone, which would probably be similar software. Does he use the same thing you do? Whatever the built-in is that a built-in YouTube software? I'd be curious.
Most likely.
I'd be curious because I don't remember Bum's resetting. Usually his are shorter, right? He tries to stick to an hour or less. But last night his second one went longer. I'll have to go back and watch the tape and see. Kids won't know what we're talking about. Watch what tape? Watch the tape. That's what. Well, yeah, it used to come in tapes and they'd wind around the spools and stuff. Or you ever go wind down the window and you mime how you used to have to physically wind down your window? Now you have to hit the button. I know comedians have done that joke, but it is interesting. Well, what a neat anachronism. You ever open up like an Office product, like Excel, Word, something like that? Anything with a save button? A lot of them are still the floppy disk icon.
Yeah.
Which, how many people? There's people graduating from college who don't know what a floppy disk are.
That's funny.
Excel, I think Excel. If I open up Excel right now, I think it is still a floppy disk for the save.
That's what I forgot like 2 hours ago.
Was there a topic?
No, it hasn't been that long ago.
Pretty close though. Hour 51.
I was supposed to talk about the stupid TVs, and I forgot all about that story.
Okay, you got a TV story?
But I figured last 10 minutes or so that we do the live stream, I might as well bring that little tidbit up.
Tid.
Yeah, I think on Bum Shadow's live stream, was it yesterday or the day before? I think it was yesterday. I don't know, man. Like all these days, they bleed in together.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys are talking about TVs and stuff, and I'm like, oh yeah, this brings me about the good old days of Fort Hood. Man, everybody talking about damn TVs. Like I could buy a damn 250-inch TV for $300, and I'm like, son of a bitch.
And thin, and you can wall mount them, and they weigh 5 pounds or whatever. Yeah,
exactly.
Not like they used to be.
I'm like, man, back in like 2009, the first flat screen TV I ever bought was like 52. It was like a 52-inch flat screen TV. I think it was like an LG or something. I don't know. Make
plasma maybe. I think I know.
No, I don't think it was a plasma. I don't know. I don't know the make of the TV either. I'm just guessing. Make a TV is irrelevant. Yeah. But damn flat screen TV was $1,700.
Yeah.
And I had to put it on my military star card. And it probably took me freaking 2 years to pay that damn bitch off. Like I got out of the army like a year later. And so when I say it took me like 2 years, like I got out of the army and I'm still paying on that darn sucker.
Is that like the kids getting out of college and they're still paying on the loan or something? Is the start card at 0% or was that? Did they charge you interest?
No, they charge you interest. I don't remember what the percentage was. Probably like 18% interest or something. So,
yeah, that's not greedy.
It was a credit card.
Yeah. Okay.
So
yeah.
But $1,700 for a darn TV.
That's the going right.
Like you walk into Walmart today and you see these 65-inch TVs for like $249, and I'm like, I don't care how crappy the darn TV is. I don't care if that TV is going to break 8 days later. The fact is, you're getting a damn 60-inch TV for less than $300. I never want to hear a single person ever complain about TV prices. Like Jesus Christ, like that right there, like makes me cry when I see those prices.
I mean, you certainly can still probably give $1,000 or $2,000 for the top of the line 100-inch OLED, whoop-dee, whatever. But yeah, the TV this replaced was I think $400, and it was a 70-inch about 4 years ago. 4K. I think LED. The one thing that happened, I think the backlit in one area went out, but it was cheap. So this one's got, I think, mini LEDs, so I think there's more backlights and that sort of thing. So if something goes out, I won't notice it. That was one of the reasons why I splurged a little for this one. My splurge was like, I think, $600, and it went from 70 to 75 inches, so I actually went up a little bit too. But that one, the right hand, about fifth of the screen was super dark because like literally whatever that element is that lights the back of it went out. I'm like, well, it's probably not worth it to replace it because it's a $300 or $400 TV 4 years ago, let alone what it is now. To replace it, I could have spent about that much or less. But I'm like, no, I'm going to step up a little, and my step up was still $600. Right, we're still not talking a ton of money, really, in the grand scheme of things.
I think the most fun TV I ever had, and this is still, I think, the biggest TV that we ever had. After my first combat deployment, my wife had, obviously she was with her dad in Colorado and came back and signed for on-post housing just before I returned home, before our unit returned home, and so we're back on Fort Hood, and we won this TV on eBay.
Oh, nice. Oh, you won an auction.
Yes.
Yeah. When you say won, I'm like, oh, you won a TV. No, you won the.
Yeah, we won an auction. We won an auction on eBay.
TV. Yeah.
So $711 for this TV.
That's an oddly specific number. Well, it's an auction. Yeah. Imagine the person who had 710. Oh, I can only for $2 million.
But it was you had to go pick this bad boy up.
Oh, okay.
Obviously, you weren't shipping a darn TV. Obviously,
yeah. You knew that going into it though, so that wasn't a surprise. Yeah. I guess. Yeah. So at least you knew. Okay, we have to road trip.
So we had to drive from Killeen. Had to drive. I think we had to go to Dallas, if I'm not mistaken, to pick this sucker up.
But how long?
So Dallas is a good 3-hour drive, probably.
Oh, okay.
But when we got to Dallas, we had to rent a U-Haul.
Because it was so big, it wouldn't fit in your car that you had or whatever.
Yeah. So we had to get a U-Haul, attach the damn U-Haul to my Jeep, get to the house. The guy looks at the U-Haul, is like, basically looks at it like, yeah, that isn't gonna be big enough. I look at him, how big is this fucking TV?
The U-Haul's not big enough?
Like, I'm like, that's exactly.
You got a great deal then if it's that big or maybe a bad deal, huh?
I don't know what you call this thing. I think you call it like a projector TV.
Oh, okay, one of those.
This freaking thing was huge. It had like this big speaker thing, and then the TV itself sat on top of it.
Yeah, so the speaker was on the bottom, a TV on top, and it had a ledge. On top is basically could be a built-in ledge, probably a foot or two deep.
Yeah, so the top part was huge. The back of the TV had like this big, huge backing, and the top of the TV, like you said, it was a ledge. You probably.
I used to set DVD players and set-top boxes and VCRs on it. It was kind of nice. It was a built-in ledge, but it came with wheels, so you could wheel it.
Yeah, that thing was about 60. I think it was like 65 inches.
You're not picking it up. You're wheeling that one. Yeah, okay. I had one. It lasted a long time, actually.
Yeah, I think we had it for about 3.5 years or so, close to it, 3+ years. I don't know how old it was before then, but I mean, for 3.5 years, $700. I mean, did we get a good deal on it? Plus the $200 or so we paid for the U-Haul.
Well,
plus gas. So,
well, mine that I got was probably over $2,000, $2,300 when I got mine. But you saved quite a bit. Mine was new.
And then I ended up selling it to one of the girls in my unit just before I got out of the Army. So, I mean, plus furniture, couches, tables.
Okay. So yeah. It's actually kind of nice having that ledge because these flat screens don't have that anymore. I have one wall in my living room where this TV could be mounted, but then I have to rearrange all my furniture, so I haven't. I still have this big TV stand, which kind of limits me. And that's why I bought the 70-inch before, because it looked like a perfect fit. But then I found it's really however wide the feet are. And so I kept looking at that. And I'm like, well, heck, I can go up 5 inches. So I actually fit a bigger TV on the TV stand, and it just fits before I have to start thinking about wall mounting if I need to go bigger. But honestly, I didn't need to go bigger in that living room. The 70-inch was big enough. Probably a 60-inch would be too, but there's no point. I mean, if $400 for a 60, 70-inch or whatever, like, why would I pay for a 50-inch? Might as well go with the 70. So now it's slightly bigger. I think It's QLED, which means something, which is better than my old one. It's mini LED, which means something, and it's also better. I don't keep up with that as much as I used to anymore. 4K, all that stuff. It was kind of weird though, because I'm now that I cut the cord years ago, so like when they brought it in, like, hey, do you need anything help setting it up? I'm like, nope, I just plugged in my sound bar. That was it. That was my setup, right? I only had one thing to plug into it. I don't even have a DVD player on that or Blu-ray on it anymore because I stream everything on that TV. It used to be you'd have a VCR and maybe a receiver, maybe a Blu-ray, DVD. Maybe you have both a VCR and a DVD, right? Maybe a set-top box, cable, or satellite, or whatever, right? You have 4 or 5. Because I remember when I had that projection TV, I think I had maybe we had satellite or cable at the time. Either that, we had one of those boxes. Probably a VCR because maybe we still had tapes at that time and a DVD or Blu-ray. And it fit perfectly on top. And then we'd set the remote on there so we wouldn't lose it because you had this big shelf. It was a built-in shelf. It was kind of nice, but it took up a lot of room. You definitely could see very well, though. I mean, it was a nice picture. I think it was
I will tell you one thing.
nice speakers.
When
That
we
was
got
back when
that
speakers
back,
actually worked. It was nice speakers, right? In modern flat screen, there's no room to put in good speakers. You need a soundbar.
when we got that back in the house and we had that thing set up, one of my first thoughts was, no person on earth should have a TV this huge. This damn thing is enormous.
Sacrilegious. You mean this small? You need a bigger one. This one, it's never big
This
enough. Right?
this darn thing is a beast.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
but
I think mine was only 50 or 55 inches. So yours must have been huge.
But whenever I came home from PT in the morning, or if I came home for lunch and I was kicking back and I was watching, having my sandwich for lunch or whatever, and I was watching my shows on DVR or whatever,
Yep.
Watching like Freddy's Nightmares or something on that darn TV. Oh my God, that was so much. That was joy right there. That the picture quality on that was incredible.
Pretty soon it wasn't too big anymore, was it? You're like, oh no, this is good. I like this. You get acclimated in a hurry, and then you start thinking maybe I need a bigger one. 65 inches. How about 70? I mean, I think they make 100-inch now or something stupid. That I would definitely have to wall mount. But I really, at that point, I should go like my nephew does. He's got a projector. Yeah, it's called a projector, right? It actually projects on a wall or screen. But then I think their bulbs are still kind of pricey, so I don't know if he watches regular TV that way. So he still has a regular TV too. I'm like, yeah, because that a projector, it's basically how big's your screen, how big's your wall. I'm like, well, okay. That's kind of a neat idea, but I didn't want to deal with a projector though. That might be a good pinch. Because the wall I would mount this on basically is where my couch is and a bunch of other stuff. So that's why I didn't want to rearrange my whole living room. But probably if I upgrade this TV in another couple of years, I'll have to finally look at wall mounting, which will give me some room back in the living room. I just don't want to do it. I'm lazy. First world problems.
Yeah.
We made it 2 hours.
Yep.
So yeah,
absolutely.
So did it not fit in that U-Haul then? Did you have to go back and get a bigger boat?
No, I mean, once we take it off the top speaker part, I mean, it fit in there.
You did have to
side by side, and fine. It was fine.
You did have to take it apart a little bit. That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
So you got a good deal then. You
I think so.
Couldn't fit it in the U-Haul. The U-Haul was too small. I couldn't imagine. I'm trying to think like, well, how big is this TV? But I do remember those were behemoths. I think the only time I moved that TV twice, and both times I either had the movers paid for me by my job or I paid for them. So I never had to move it myself because I didn't want to. Once it got delivered, I'm like, oh, how am I going to move this sucker? No, I'm lazy. Paid moves nice.
But I think we are ready to cash it in for the night. So as always, guys, I just want to say, thank you as always to Flavio for another fun live stream as always, and to all the viewers and commenters for tuning in this week. And please be sure to tune in to tomorrow's round 5 of the My Favorite LJN tournament, 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, for those who can make it, and Saturday for our new live stream, and Sunday 9 a.m. For the tournament finale. And guys, please be sure to tune into my my daily post, because I am going to start asking you guys what kind of content you want to see on the channel.
Cool.
I'm out of ideas. I know I need to branch out, and I need to come up with different topics of discussion, topics of something to put on the channel, and I at a loss. So what would you like me to make for you content wise? And I'm pretty sure I can make it happen. So
cool.
As always, guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and talk to you guys later. Good night, everybody.